Zach Ronan, Lucas Ronan, Henry Perham, Harrison King, Christopher Ryder, Nathan Svensson, Caden Dan, Austin Breen, Jordan O'Brien, Clay Sipler, Jack Deschamps, Sam Millett, Jamie Ryder, Ben Brockman, Jesse Castleton, Joel Patrick, Jared White, Hayden Johnson, Dion Dan, and Hassan Amat Watkins. So that is a pretty good lineup, and it's been pretty steady right throughout the year.
It has. There's been lots of comings and goings, but they're getting closer to full strength now as the two captains, Jordan O'Brien from Brigades and Jared Ringo McKenna, about to have the toss of the corner. Umpire Claire Knight to put the ball or the toss into the air, the coin into the air, and it's won by Ringo McKenna. He's decided to go to the Northampton end, but as Peter's already alluded to, the breeze probably blowing across the ground, but it is favouring slightly the Northampton end or the northern end of Mazzucchelli Oval. Let's quickly run through the Chapman Valley lineup today. They've left a couple of young players in, but overall they've got some good ones back. And of course I talk about Kim and Jaden Schofield, who return from state duties. For Chapman Valley, Harrison Lane's playing, Lee Hutchinson, Kim Schofield, Jay O'Brien, Kane Simpson, another young player, Nick Mosley, Kobe Simpson, Jay Colgate, Mitchell Thompson, Ewan Whiteley, Oakley Criddle, Jaden Schofield, Matt Russell, Dylan Williamson, Jordan Thompson, Jared McKenna, Paul Sorensen, Tom Walker, Stuart Egan, Daniel Borgono, and Nick Horseman, along with Tyron Papertalk. So Chapman Valley also have probably 4 or 5 players to come back in, similar to what Brigades have, and it'll be a big contest. And as we heard from John Reynolds in our footy forum this morning, with thanks to Community Bank Geraldton, he was saying it's an opportunity for the players that perhaps aren't going to be in the final lineup to put their hands up and show that they're worthy of a selection come finals time. And Peter, we spoke about it last week. We're only 6 weeks away from grand final day, which is amazing. And both these sides are hoping to play a part in the finals. So it'll be a good indication today. It's sort of finals type weather, isn't it? It's quite mild and the sun is shining. Beautiful blue skies out here at Mazzucchelli Oval, and really quite exciting to see a really handy crowd here from both Brigades and Chapman Valley. Looking forward to a big contest.
Certainly, Glenn. If Brigades can snatch a win here today, they probably come in as favourites to meet Chapman Valley in the second semi-final.
Yeah, well, Northampton, of course, are there. But Brigades and Railways are still got an opportunity. But Northampton play Towns today, so that'll be interesting. So we'll keep it up to date throughout the day with those scores as they come to hand. So, as I mentioned, our 3 umpires today, Darren Forrester, Paul Luxon and Claire Knight in control. And umpire Knight will soon get the ball underway. And the players of both clubs going into position. And we'll get this game underway. And it'll be a very entertaining game, as we've seen throughout the day and throughout the year to this point. There hasn't been a lot in it. 11 points in the first contest. That was in round 2. That was played at GBSC Sports Park. Went in the way of Chapman Valley. And the second time they played was that wet day out here at Mazzucchelli Oval. And it was only 5 points in it. That was round 7. So now we're up to round 14. So it is strange because we've got 7 teams. You play some clubs 3 times, and you play the majority of clubs only 2 times. So we're about to get the game underway. So I don't know really what the hold-up is, but we're waiting on the players to go into position. The umpires are all set and ready to go, and we'll get the contest underway. Umpire Knight, as I said, looks like she'll be throwing the ball up first of all. Chapman Valley have Borgono in the centre. He's there, Ruckman.
I think they're waiting for it to get to 2:30, Glenn, because we are running a little bit early.
Okay. The other players are Ringo McKenna and Lee Hutchins and Kim Schofield. And for Brigades, we have got Jack Deschamps, also Hayden Johnson, as I mentioned, the Ruckman, Ben Bockman, and the other player for Brigades is Sam Millett. They've been using Sam Millett in the midfield, and that's worked quite well. He uses his bulk and uses his strength, so it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. So we're about to get the game underway. Round 14 of the GNFL Premiership season. This is the pink round for breast cancer, and it's sponsored by the SMS Group as umpire Knight to put the yellow footy into the air, and they're away. Up they go. Bugjono gets it down for Chapman Valley, goes the way of Hutchins. Hutchins couldn't put a handle on it, picked up by the Brigades player, and Lucas Ronan gets a kick away, gets it up towards half forward, but the ball is cut off by Jaden Schofield. Schofield goes with a short pass, finds Kobe Simpson on half back. Kobe Simpson goes with another short pass, picks out Ringo McKenna. Ringo McKenna still on half back, clubroom side. Chapman Valley going to the northern end. The Northampton end goes up towards centre wing, looking there for Bujano, and a player was held while not in possession, and will go the way of the Chapman Valley player, and that is Daniel Bugano. Kicked 10 goals last week. A very talented player. Gets it on by hand to Kim Schofield. Kim Schofield breaks the tackle, kicks it forward, looking up there for Lee Hutchins. Ball bounces and out of bounds, and there'll be a boundary throw-in just up from the Brigades coach's box. And as we mentioned, coached this afternoon, Brigades, by Zane Clark, the assistant coach.
Early stages of the first term. This game, a very important game, especially for Brigades, if they're to get that second spot going into the finals in a few weeks' time. Out of the middle, Schofield puts it into a host of players. Eventually the ball comes out. Goes away now of Lucas Ronan. He gets it to a teammate on the wing. That's Millett. Millett sends it down the wing in front of our broadcast position. Bachman onto the boot, but kicks it out on the full. So no score yet in our Drennan O'Malley game day. This quarter brought to you by Community Bank Geraldton. Good to have your support again in season 2024. Ball off the half-back line. It's with Jaden Thompson. He sends it into the midfield, finds his brother in there, in Mitch Thompson. He plays down the centre inside the corridor. Up goes a player to try and take the mark. He's spoiled in doing that. The ball goes to ground. It's picked up by Egan. He slips over and tries to gather the ball. Umpire says, it's deciding whether he tried to pull it in, but no prior opportunity, and the ball will be thrown up just outside the forward 50, and that forward 50 is for Chapman Valley.
Ball to be thrown up again, so the big fellas are really looking forward to Hayden Johnson and Bugano's game today. Both key ruckmen. The ball comes back and goes the way of Brigades. They get it forward through Jared White. White gets it up towards Hassam Ahmed Watkins, who takes a good strong mark at half forward. Plays on quickly, looking up there for Ryder. Ryder couldn't control the ball. That was Jamie Ryder, but he goes back in. Cleverly throws the ball on his boot, on his left boot, and gets the first score of the afternoon on the Batavia Timber and Salvage scoreboard. Brigades waiting on the call. Yes, it is a goal, and that is the first score on the board. 1 goal straight, Brigades, and Chapman Valley yet to open their account this first term with thanks to Community Bank Geraldton, and we've played 2 minutes in the first term.
Jamie Ryder coming off a country wet campaign. He suffered a little bit of illness down in the metro area, but fully fit now, and he demonstrated that with that passage of play. Didn't take the mark, but able to recover and put it straight onto his boot and straight through the middle of the big stick. So that's the first goal of the afternoon here on Drennan O'Malley Game Day, thanks to Radio Mama, the home of GNFL football. Peter Forenza, yours truly, and Glenn Barnden bringing you all the action from Mazzacali Oval this afternoon out here at Nabawar in the beautiful Chapman Valley. Up they go now, players setting themselves, knocked down by Johnson on this occasion for Brigades. Goes to ground, player diving on top, is quickly set upon. No prior opportunity for anyone there, and he balled up once again. So the game pretty tight early, as you'd expect. Johnson again, up against his opposite number, doesn't win it, but it goes away now. The player in Millett quickly puts it onto his boot for Brigades into the half-forward area. No one can collect it. Goes away now of Ronan. He goes one way, then the other. Gives it to a teammate. That teammate is Ryder. He too is unlucky. The ball spills free. Coming out of defence now for Chapman Valley. Players diving on top of it. Sippler is one of those. He's unlucky. The ball again in dispute as players endeavour to get it. Going the way now of Hutchins. Hutchins for Chapman Valley puts it out into space, but it is Brigades who recover again, and the ball is found with Ryder.
Ryder with the ball in the centre of the ground. Gets it on quickly. Goes the way of Perham. Henry Perham with the ball. Centre wing, clubroom side. Ball smothered off the boot. Henry has to go back and get it. Under the pressure there from Hutchins. He does the same. Hutchins smothers the ball again. Feeds the handball out towards Kim Schofield. Kim Schofield off half back. Kicks it up towards half forward. Looking for Tyron Papertalk. He kicked 11 last weekend. Goes by hand to Kane Simpson. He goes by hand to Colgate. Colgate gets a kick forward, up towards full forward. But Brigade's defence is good through Castleton. Castleton ball kicks the ball back. Ewan Whiteley almost a good mark. Ball slaps away from him goes the way of the player there in Schofield. Kim Schofield goes the way to Bourgiano. He gets a short pass the way of Ringo McKenna, and Ringo McKenna, 50 metres from goal, kicking to the northern end, kicks it up towards full forward. Tyrant Papertalk flies, couldn't mark the ball. Ball comes to ground. Papertalk's there again, fighting hard for the ball. Umpire giving it plenty of opportunity to come out. It doesn't come out. The umpire will come in and throw the ball up. In this first term, with thanks to Community Bank Geraldton, 4.5 minutes gone in this first term.
Yeah, just 4.5 minutes. Isaac Ronan already off, Glenn. It looks like it could be a collarbone. He didn't look in too good nick as he went through the interchange to the bench. The ball going forward now for Chapman Valley, working off the half-back flank. Under pressure now. Chapman Valley desperate to get it inside and keep it in their forward 50. The ball, it's not far from the goals. In fact, it's over the line and it will be thrown in. A deep attack now for the Royals. So at the northern end, the end to which Chapman Valley are kicking. We'll give you an update on Isaac Ronan as soon as we can. Ball coming in now, goes away of Johnson. Johnson for Brigades, out to Brockman, onto his boot. He kicks to the outer side, but then it's brought in again by that player. He sends it forward and finds a teammate who's equal to the task. Simpson moves in now. That's Kobe Simpson. It's a nice kick. Doesn't meet the intended target. Brigades ricocheted it back into space. Shaden Schofield tries to run onto it, but it is Ryder who is having a purple patch at the moment. That's Jamie Ryder. He kicks into the half-forward area looking for Ahmad Watkins. He's got a player to beat there, and he is beaten on this occasion, but the player handballs it away to Brockman. Brockman is caught in possession, and a free kick will go the way of McKenna.
McKenna gets the free kick, plays on by hand to Jaden Schofield. He gives it up forward and finds Bourgiano. Bourgiano has the ball on centre wing, the big ruckman. Gets Kim Schofield now. Kim Schofield with another short pass. Goes to Ringo McKenna. Umpire gives him the benefit of the doubt. He goes out wide. Finds Jaden Thompson. Thompson, the full back, on centre wing. Scoreboard side. Draws the player. Gets it out to a hard-running player, his brother, in Mitchell Thompson. Mitchell Thompson kicks it up towards half forward. But once again, Brigades' defence has been pretty good. They get the ball forward. Brigades' player has the ball held to him. Umpire says play on. In goes Whiteley. He gets slung out. Pack develops, and umpire Claire Knight will come in and throw the ball up. 45 metres out from the Chapman Valley goal-kicking zone. And on Batavia Timber and Selvage scoreboard, Brigades are 1 goal straight. Chapman Valley yet to score.
Yes, Chapman Valley yet to get anything on the board. Could this be the opportunity? Over the back goes way of Sipler, though. Out to Ronan. His brother off at the moment, but Ronan kicks it down the throat to Schofield. Schofield wastes no time. A beautiful kick. Waste no time in sending a beautiful kick into the full forward area, but it's ricocheted off the defender for Brigades and out toward the Chapman Valley side of the ground. Still inside the forward 50. Brigades need to work hard. They lose possession. Caught in possession was that player. The
Jared White
in question is Jared White, and a free kick will go the way now of Chapman Valley. So Chapman Valley will have their first shot on goal. Lee Hutchins, one of the biggest kicks in the competition, can kick it almost 50 on the run, so this might be a doozy for him, Glenn. He's got the breeze at his back, so might even put it in the book, but don't want to put the mocker on him. Lee Hutchins coming in now, kicking
usually good for a couple of goals each week.
Oh, he's a good goal kicker, that's for sure. Can kick a distance or two, but he's got to come in a little bit short. No, he isn't. Straight through the middle. Lee Hutchins has scored the first goal of the afternoon for Chapman Valley. It is 1 goal apiece here on Drennan O'Malley Game Day.
6 minutes gone in this first term with thanks to Community Bank Geraldton, Glenn Barnden and Peter Forenza. We're on Radio Mummo, the home of GNFL footy. Hope your Saturday afternoon's going well. And as Peter mentioned, it's 1 goal apiece. We've got a good contest here, as you'd expect. Both final 4 sides, and they're both working themselves out and trying to assert their authority. Still a long way to go in this game.
I think Rat Salad have arrived, Glenn.
They have. They're getting the show pumped up. We'll be able to go for a half-time
over there at the tavern.
Yes. So the ball will be brought up to the centre. So umpire Darren Forrester to put the ball into the air. Beautiful day here at Nabor, heading for a high of about 18 or 19 degrees. And the sun is shining, but you have to be in the sun to feel it. Ball comes back into play. Goes the way of Johnson, the Brigades ruckman. Gets it forward. He gets it out towards Caden Dan. Caden Dan uses his pace to good impact. Kicks it up towards full forward. Ball running free. Ball slapped forward there by Brigades. Ball run free. And a good bit of play there from Ryder. He almost socketed it through, but the Chapman Valley defence got there just in the nick of time. And that was Kobe Simpson. Kobe Simpson goes with a short pass out of Chapman Valley's defence. Gives it to Oakley Criddle. Oakley Criddle in the back pocket. Comes down the clubroom side in front of the Farrell balcony. Looking up there for the big ruckman in Borjono. Goes the way of Jack to Champ. He copped one high, and the umpire has given him a reward because that's the rules. Ball comes forward. Just Champ goes the way now of Clay Sipler. Clay Sipler kicks the ball forward up towards the teeth of goals. But once again, Chapman Valley stand firm. And Kobe Simpson, who's been a rock of Gibraltar back there for Chapman Valley this year, takes a good mark and gets it up the ground to Lee Hutchins.
Yeah, very consistent is Kobe Simpson. Hutchins, ditto for him. Puts it down on the wing here. He's looking for Jay Colgate, playing down the ground. Goes away now of Schofield. That's Jaden Schofield. He sends it inboard to Ringo McKenna. He's dealt with when he comes in for the mark. The umpire says no. Dealt with a little bit too recklessly, and Jared McKenna will have a free kick almost at centre wing. Right in front of our broadcast position. The captain will send it in now. It's not a big kick, but he's looking for a player to run onto it. That is the younger Simpson. He goes one way, then the other. Sells the dummy. Turns around on a 50-cent piece. Inside the corridor. Up they go. Egan's there. Takes it on the second attempt, but shoots away just a little bit too early and through for the minor score.
Yes, he went through the wrong side of the post and a minor score result. So on the Batavia Timber and Selby scoreboard, Chapman Valley go to 1-1. Brigades are 1-1. Scores are level here at Mazzucchelli Oval. Round 14 of the round this weekend, sponsored by the SMS Group. It's the pink round, raising money and awareness for breast cancer. Ball to be brought back into play, and Brigades have it on the back line with Jared White. He goes with a short pass and finds a teammate there in Harrison King. Harrison King still looking for some option, goes with a short pass, puts his teammate under pressure, but his teammate takes a good strong mark there in Isaac Ronan.
Good to see him back
towards Harrison King.
Back on the park, Glenn.
Yes, they get him up pretty quick these days. Archie Bogard has the ball now, a youngster in his first season of GNFL footy. Promising young player. Bogard comes towards centre wing.
Nice
looking
kick
out here for Jamie Ryder. Finds that player. So Ryder marks just in front of the Radio Mama broadcast box here at Mazzucchelli Oval. Beautiful game for footy. Jack Deschamps takes a one-handed mark. Plays on quickly now. Kicks it up towards the teeth of the forward pocket. Looking up there for a teammate. Chapman Valley defence is there through Jaden Thompson. Thompson puts it on his left boot. Gets it up towards half-back, but goes straight into the arms of Jack Deschamps. He kicks it back towards Dion Dan, and Dion Dan marks. And Dion Dan was about to play on. The umpire gave him the benefit of the doubt. And now it is called play on. And Dion Dan does. He kicks it forward. Goes the way of the player there. Kicks it in towards the teeth of goal in Jordan O'Brien.
Good mark.
Ball running free. And eventually it's soccered through. And Chapman Valley Brigades get a goal. Chapman Valley defence were a little bit outgunned on that occasion. And the ball goes the way of Ryder, who's soccered it through. Yeah, Christopher got it through. So there's scoreboard rolls over for Brigades on the BTS scoreboard. Batavia and Tilbury Salvage scoreboard. And Brigades are 2-1. They lead Chapman Valley 1-1. And you're on Radio Mum, the home of GNFL footy. This first term with thanks to Community Bank Geraldton. And a good goal there from Christopher Ryder, was it?
Yes, it certainly was. And he almost took the mark and kicked it in the one sort of motion. But he is pretty uncanny as Christopher Ryder. End-to-end football here on Adrenaline No Matter Game Day. Hope you're enjoying it. Also on Filming Footy. Replays can be watched also on YouTube. The ball coming out of the middle now. Goes away of Kim Schofield. Chapman Valley quick to answer the challenge, but it is that player in Johnson who sends it forward again. This time it's Ryder who runs out, and Jamie Ryder dealt with late, the umpire believed, by the player there in Criddle. Ryder plays on now, sees the lead from Ahmet Watkins, and he marks on the chest. So Ahmet Watkins in as many minutes puts Brigades in another position to score. He is kicking from the broadcast side of the ground, kicking to the southern end. As we said, the breeze really not a factor here this afternoon, so neither end is really getting that advantage. So Ahmet Watkins, he's on a little bit more than a 45-degree angle, a bit more slighter than that, I should say, as he kicks toward the southern end. The kick's not a bad one. Looks pretty good. Looks pretty wholesome. It's straight through the middle, and suddenly Brigades are on top in our Adrenaline No Valley Game Day.
Yeah, good game here at Mazzucchelli Oval, and Brigades have started very strongly. 3 goals for the quarter on the Batavia and Timbridge and Selvage.
He's a dead-eye dick, Ahmet Watkins.
Yes, he is. Hassan Ahmad Watkins. He hasn't kicked a lot of goals in recent times, but he's certainly a very, very talented player. He started the season well, had a bit of a bleak mid-season, but he seems to be running back into
Jamie
form.
Ryder. So too Christopher Ryder, but Jamie Ryder, very dangerous up forward at the moment.
Yes, they're moving the ball. This sort of conditions suit them, so they are enjoying it. It's beautiful conditions for footy. And Hassan Ahmad Watkins gets on the scoreboard. That'll do his confidence a world of good. So 3 goals to Brigades and 1 goal to Chapman Valley. And we're in the middle stages of this first term. Goes the way of a Chapman Valley player who is tackled high. Umpire said advantage rule. And it goes the way of Paul Sorensen. Paul Sorensen is tackled high on this occasion. And Paul Sorensen will get the free kick. Harrison King asked the question. He didn't think he was. The umpire says, no, you interfered. So he gets it up towards full forward, looking up there for the big fellow in Borgiano. He couldn't mark the ball. Comes back towards Harrison King on half back. He kicks it up towards centre wing, looking up there for Ryder. Under pressure from Mosley. Comes out, handball from Mitch Thompson. Gets it to Lee Hutchins. Lee Hutchins kicks it up towards full forward. And once again, Brigades clear it through the young player there in Bogart. But he put it down, runs into the player, goes back to Harrison King. He kicks it high, wide and handsome. Umpire says play on, not 15 metres. Comes back to Hutchins after he gets a handball from Mosley. Whistle on player. Player was held while not in possession. And that'll go the way of Thompson. The umpire said no advantage rule there, so he's bringing it back. And the free kick will go the way of Lee Hutchins. So Lee Hutchins has the free kick on half forward on the clubroom side of the ground. Chapman Valley kicking to the northern end in this first term. So Lee Hutchins to kick the ball deep into a cack. He decides to go to a short pass. 2 Brigades players fly high. Comes to the ground, goes the way of a Brigades player in white. He sees the ball across the boundary line. And there'll be a boundary throw-in in the left forward pocket, about 30 metres around from the left point post at the northern end of the ground. And on the Batavia Timber and Selvage scoreboard, Brigades are 3-1-19. They lead Chapman Valley 1-1-7.
Yeah, 12 points is the margin, but Chapman Valley keen to get another score on the board before quarter time, rapidly approaching. Ball into space now. Running onto it is a defender there, and Patrick gets it to a teammate who sends it to the outer side in front of the tavern. They still have it to Brigades. 2 players fighting over the piece of leather. Eventually spills free. Chapman Valley have it now. They kick it back inboard. Players setting themselves up, they go. The mark is taken by Kim Schofield. Schofield now can think about setting things up. Kim Schofield will be a major part of a premiership campaign for Chapman Valley. It's been a very solid player right throughout the season. He kicks into the pocket, but alas, it goes the way of the player there in quick. So off the back line now, we have the ball with Brigades holding sway as we head toward that quarter-time break. Players setting themselves, goes over the top of a couple of players. Umpire says there was a bit of indiscretion in the pack, and a free kick has been awarded. A free kick has been awarded to go the way of Chapman Valley. That's Kim Schofield. He sends it inboard inside the corridor. Nice big kick in the end. Into space, though, and Harrison King puts it onto his boot and puts it out of danger. Sends it inside the corridor, looking for Jamie Ryder. The bounce isn't kind to Ryder. The ball spills free. Goes away of Chapman Valley now, and there he is. Jaden Schofield. We'll need him to step up this afternoon, but high, wide and handsome comes down, and young Archie Bulgard takes the mark.
Bogart's playing well. Kicks it out towards the Valley Tavern pocket. Goes the way of Jaden Thompson. Thompson kicks it back to whence it come. Looking up there for Bogano. Ball running free. Ball goes through off hands, and a minus score results on the Batavia Timber and Selvage scoreboard. Chapman Valley go to 1-2-8. They trail Brigades 3-1-19. Heading towards time on in this first term with thanks to Community Bank Geraldton. Won't be a very extra long quarter. Only 4 goals scored to this point. 3 for the Brigades side, 1 for Chapman Valley. Ball comes back into play. Ball slapped forward, goes the way of Rod White. He gets a handball forward, looking there for Caden Dan. Slaps it forward, finds Lucas Ronan. Mitchell Thompson has to chase him down. Lucas Ronan takes his second bounce, runs across the 50-metre line, draws a player, looks there for Dion Dan. Dion Dan screws it around the corner. Pretty good kick, puts it into the teeth of goals. Looking there for a teammate. That teammate flicks the ball up, and that's the throw. And the free kick will go the way of Chapman Valley. And a 50-metre penalty because the umpire said it was definitely a throw. The player said you were wrong. And no, he was definitely right because the ball was flung up very, very high. And the ball comes to Chapman Valley, so they get a 50-metre penalty. And it comes up to the centre of the ground. So a free kick for Mitchell Thompson. Mitchell Thompson to send Chapman Valley deep into attack in the dying stages of this first term.
As we said, Chapman Valley would like to get another goal on the board before quarter time. Hutchins takes the mark just outside the centre square. The racehorse plays on now into the half-forward area, into a pack of players. And over the back, the mark is taken by the little man himself in Jay O'Brien. So he's a pretty good goal sneaker, Jay O'Brien, and it's right in his scoring. Well, probably a little bit far out for him because usually soccer's a ball, Glenn, but let's see how he goes from here. So
he would have been inspired by all the athletics that's been happening in the Olympics, so I think he can kick a goal from 25 to 30 metres out.
He is pretty good, Jay Brown. Pretty reliable when he's got the ball, that's for sure. And he was the smallest man in that pack of players too, Glenn, and only had
used
eyes
his
for the
body
ball.
beautifully.
He did. So Jay O'Brien kicking to the northern end to even things up a little bit.
50-metre penalty.
50-metre penalty. There's a bit of talk behind the scenes, and that certainly has put pay to that. He certainly will nail this one, and that is the second goal of the afternoon to Chapman Valley. They go to 2-2, and they trail Brigades 3-1.
Well, we've seen two 50-metre penalties. That wasn't 50 metres because he's only 30 metres out, but we've seen two 50-metre penalties given away by Brigades.
Well, that led to that goal, basically.
Yeah, that's right. So interesting. So Jay O'Brien, he's always good for 1 or 2 goals, and he gets his first of the afternoon. And Chapman Valley needed that one, Peter, as they head towards quarter time.
They sure
and
did.
on the Batavia Timber and Selby scoreboard, Chapman Valley are 2 goals, 2-14. They trail Brigades 3 goals, 1-19. As the ball returns to the centre, and umpire Claire Knight to get the game underway again.
Ball back in the middle, as Glenn said. 19 plays 14. This quarter brought to you by Community Bank Geraldton. We heard today have made a record profit in their last year, Glenn.
Yes, it's good that it returns to the community, and they are going gangbusters according to their directors.
As we said, ball back in the middle. Time ticking away in the first term. Up they go. It's won by Chapman Valley on this occasion. Knocked to ground. Coming out of the pack, though, to the forward line for the Royals. The mark here will be decisive. On the way of Sorensen, he knocks it up into the air, but the Chapman Valley player there, and Isaac Roning collects it, quickly puts it onto his boot, sends it out into space. 2 Chapman Valley, 2 Brigades. Ryder will get a free kick here as he's pushed in the back, attempting to pick the ball up, and that's Jamie Ryder. He sees the lead by Boakman. Boakman comes back. He was a little bit early, but was able to come back and settle and take the mark. Boakman, a bit of a bits parts player, but he certainly plays those bits parts pretty good. He kicks it into the half-forward area, but on this occasion it is in dispute. Going back the way now of Hutchins off the half-back line. Puts a player under pressure. That player is Schofield, who's caught in possession, but the umpire says play on. I think the ball will come back. In fact, he was coming back. It is going the way of Schofield. Interesting. Maybe tackle a little high. I thought he was caught in possession, but got to go inboard now. No, the umpire is blowing his whistle and is bringing it back. Yes, the free kick is going the way of Ryder, I think.
No, he has to go back behind the mark.
Not behind the mark he played on. That's right, Glenn. Very observant. So coming back now to Kim Schofield. Time ticking away. Comes out now to Simpson, Kobe Simpson. Just in front of the dugout for Chapman Valley this afternoon. As then said, very consistent in season 2024. Sends it inboard, sees the lead. Beautiful mark by McKenna. Beautiful lead, beautiful mark by the captain. Ringo, as he's known, gets it away to Kim Schofield. Again, under pressure. Schofield quickly puts it onto his boot. Inside it goes. It's picked up by O'Brien for Brigades. Goes back the way of Sorensen. A soaring kick into the full forward area. Comes to ground. No one can get possession. The pack develops, and the umpire will move in to relieve the pressure. Just metres away from the goal for Chapman Valley.
Yeah, what a beautiful kick it was. Got it lovely in there very, very quickly.
Reminded me of yourself, Glenn.
Yeah, I couldn't kick that far with 3 kicks. Ball goes that way, back into the throw-up. Goes the way of a Chapman Valley player now in Tyron Papertalk. And the ball is in the forward pocket, but there's the siren. It's quarter time at the football, and a very entertaining game of footy in beautiful conditions here at Mazzucchelli Oval. And at quarter time, round 14 of the GNFL Premiership season. And Brigades 3-1-19 lead Chapman Valley 2-2.
Today and tomorrow. Stay tuned to the home of GNFL football, Radio Mama.
And a very good afternoon and welcome to Radio Mama's Drummond and O'Malley Motors Game Day. We're the home of GNFL footy, quarter time of the football with Glenn Barnon and Peter Forenza. And we can tell you that Brigades have got away to a very good start. Brigades 3 goals, 1-19. Lead Chapman Valley 2 goals, 2-14. 5-point margin in favour of the Hawks. Our quarter by quarter summaries with thanks to the City of Greater Geraldton and Lara Dalton, the member for Geraldton. And for Brigades, their goal scorers, Jamie Ryder has 1, Christopher Ryder 1, and Hassan Ahmad Watkins has 1. While for Chapman Valley, their 2 goals, Lee Hutchins has 1, and Jay O'Brien 1. Looking at our contenders for the Skeeters Restaurant Player of the Day, Peter, you're looking after the better players for Brigades today. Who did you like in the first quarter?
Well, Lucas Ronan's been pretty good. So too Jamie Ryder, Jack Deschamps, Ben Bockman, Jared Wright, and of course the Ruckman. He continues to pick up where he left off last week, but in no particular order, Glenn.
Looking at Chapman Valley's better players, those that are getting a bit of the ball include Kobe Simpson, Lee Hutchins, Mitch Thompson, Jared Ringo McKenna working hard and probably the best at the moment. Jaden Schofield and Kim Schofield also amongst it.
Medal form, Glenn.
Yes, it'll be interesting to see how it plays out. He's been very consistent throughout the season. Umpire Paul Luxon holds the ball aloft. We're underway in this second term with thanks to Melissa Price, the member for Durack. The big fellas go at it and Borgono gets it forward. Borgono knocks it to the ground and the Brigades player has the ball held to him and umpire Luxon will come in and throw the ball up against. Ball into the air, beautiful conditions for football, good crowd in attendance, enjoying a pretty good game of footy. Last time we played here was round 7. The mud was knee-deep as Lee Hutchins wins it forward. Looking up there for Stuart Egan. Ball comes the way of Jay O'Brien. Feeds it out to McKenna. McKenna goes by hand to Ewan Whiteley. Ewan Whiteley kicks it forward, looking there for Tyron Papertalk. He overruns the ball, goes the way of the defence there for Brigades. They get the ball forward, and Jared White has the ball now for the Hawks. Jared White plays on quickly, gets it up the ground to Deschamps. White goes forward again, but in goes Ringo McKenna and sees the ball across the boundary line. And there'll be another boundary throw-in just in front of the coach's box here at Mazzucchelli Oval with Aaron Thomas calling the shots for the Royals this afternoon as assistant coach as he does each week.
5 points in the lead. Brigades coming into this term. Very early stages. Ball going in now. The ruckman for Chapman Valley knocks it down. Kim Schofield tries to send it through the packs. Lee Hutchins is quickly gathered up. Tackled high. Bockman a little bit too exuberant. Hutchins plays on too early though. And we'll wait for the man to be put on the mark. Lee Hutchins back in Valley colours this year. Went away last year to Victoria but has returned. Good for the Valley. He's going to play in a grand final, one would think. The ball with Johnson on the half-back flank for Brigades. Oh, a nice mark. Beautiful, taken by Spence, and the backman comes down to show how it's done. He sends it inboard, looking for that player in right again. That player is getting a bit of the ball, but he loses it on this occasion. Going into space, the ball goes the way now of Ewan Whiteley. Ewan Whiteley, I should say. He sends it further afield. The ball coming in now from Colgate for Chapman Valley to the half-forward area. The Valley playing with it a little bit. McKenna gets it, quickly puts it onto his boot, but it goes a bit awry, and in fact, it's out on the full.
So the ball will be brought back in by the defenders of Brigades. And the Brigades defence there, Joel Patrick, who went off the ground. I thought he might have pulled up a bit sore. Has his leg heavily taped. Ball goes the way of a Brigades player who's caught in possession. Chapman Valley play on quickly, but the umpire's going to bring it back. And the free kick will go the way of Tyron Papertalk. He put a beautiful tackle on Jesse Castleton. And Tyron Papertalk, who had kicked a bag of goals last week, having an opportunity to kick his first of the afternoon. He's still 40 to 45 metres out on a 45-degree angle. So
he used up all his luck last week. Glenn,
yeah,
well, goals.
He kicked a bag, didn't he? He kicked 11. So the ball will be kicked by Tyron Papertalk. Sets over home. It won't make the distance. It'll go away to the right hand.
Oh!
For young Kane Simpson, the little gem, taking a screamer across the top of the pack.
Liam Ryan-esque, that mark.
It is. He's that sort of player, isn't he? And Kane Simpson, a very exciting prospect, playing footy for Chapman Valley this year. He did make his debut last year for Rovers, and he's playing for Chapman Valley at recent times.
Kick as well.
And he kicked a beautiful goal, as Chapman Valley players appreciate it. It was a beautiful mark and a beautiful goal. You get a chance to watch the replay, you'll enjoy that one. So Kane Simpson takes a very strong mark. And as they say, Peter, all of a sudden, Batavia Timber and Salvage scoreboard and Chapman Valley are 3 goals to 20. They lead Brigades 3 goals, 1-19.
Yeah, they've regained the lead here at Mazzucchelli Oval, their home ground.
Their last home game of the year.
It certainly is, and great conditions for football. Good crowd in attendance as well, and we are certainly enjoying our vantage point from the club room here this afternoon.
And on the Farrell balcony, we always enjoy getting up here on the Farrell balcony, where lots of people get up here and make it a very special day, don't they?
Probably 18 months, Glenn, there may not be a Farrell balcony.
No, that's right.
Yes.
There's going to be a big redevelopment, perhaps by the end of this year, and the Farrell balcony may be a thing of the past.
Ball back in the middle now. Things evening up, just a point in it here at Nabor this afternoon. The ball going away for Chapman Valley again. Kim Schofield quickly out of the middle, sees the lead, and the beautiful mark is taken by Jay O'Brien. He's been good this afternoon, already kicked 1 goal. Plays a lot bigger than his size, that's for sure. Sees the lead from Simpson, all too easy. And through comes young Kane Simpson to take another mark. Now, Simpson is about 25 to 30 metres out from goal here. He's directly in front. As I said, the breeze not a factor really here this afternoon, not favouring either end. So
blowing across the ground, really.
It is really, isn't it, Glenn? So in he comes now. Kane Simpson, can he get enough onto it? Looks like he can, but it's got a bit wayward on this occasion through for the minor score. So Chapman Valley getting first blood and also getting the run of the green in the early stages of the second term.
Quarter time score with thanks to the City of Greater Geraldton. Lara Dalton, the member for Geraldton, out at Greenock Oval. Rovers 3 goals 20 to Mullawar 1 goal 5-11.
Ball on the far side. It is with the player there in Castle. Then he kicks further afield. He finds O'Brien. O'Brien for Brigades just beside the scoreboard. Treatsy side trailing now in the early stages of the second term into the half-forward area. Schofield goes up, is dealt with as he goes up for that mark, and Jaden Schofield will be the recipient of a free kick. Schofield pretty quiet at the moment by his standards, Glenn, but he only has to do what he needs to do, and he only has to do a couple of things in a game to make things happen. So off the half-back flank, Jaden Schofield, obviously like the blonde hair, continues to have that look as he gets it to his brother, Kim Schofield with the pink boots. Comes inboard now. Nice big kick from Schofield into the half-forward area. Players setting themselves over the back. There's our player in O'Brien again, but a little bit too late. Hutchins gathers in the middle of the ground, straight down the middle of the corridor. He's looking for Egan. Egan doesn't judge the bounce. He's up against a player there in Ronan. Good contest there this afternoon.
Ronan's shoulder's popped out again.
Yes, and his shoulder popped out earlier, and it's popped out again.
Quite often, yes.
He's got a poppy shoulder.
He has got a very poppy shoulder. He doesn't have it strapped either.
Which is interesting.
Oh, he does have it strapped. Yeah, he does have it strapped.
So he'll come
but
back up again.
Not a heavy strap, which you see a lot of players.
When you look at him, when I first saw it, I thought, geez, he's done a collarbone, but his shoulder does pop in and out.
It happened at
again.
Country Week too.
The ball going forward now from Hutchins.
Good
nice
mark,
kick
Chapman
inside
Valley.
the corridor, and another mark has been taken about 10 metres to 15 metres out from
Jay
O'Brien again. So Jay O'Brien is having a bit of a purple patch here this afternoon, although he did play okay in the first term as well, but getting a bit of the ball lately as well. Jay O'Brien wearing my favourite number 4, Glenn. I'm sure he gives that a bit of a better of a workout than I do. So kicking toward the southern end. Jay O'Brien on for his cricketing prowess, but steadily becoming a well-known footballer in this neck of the woods. And he comes now. He'll kick from about 15 metres. Straight in front. Jesus, he just gets it through in the end. And that's a goal to Chapman Valley. And all of a sudden, they have gained ascendancy here on Drennan O'Malley game day. They go to 4 goals 3, and they lead Brigades 3 goals 1.
Yes, 6 minutes gone in this second term, with thanks to Melissa Price, the member for Durack. And it's a 3-point, it's a bit more than that now. It's a 4 goals 3, as Peter mentioned, which is some 29 points. So it's a 10-point ball game. So a very interesting scoreline. Brigades are 3 goals 1. So 19 plays 28. So the ball will be brought back to the centre.
Kim Schofield, he has had a lot of the ball in the game, but starting to get some traction.
They're just so efficient. They get so much of the ball. They just go unchecked. But I think they've got a close check on Kim Schofield today. They're working him out, working him hard. Kim Schofield gets tackled. And if one doesn't get you, another one will. And that's what happened. The ball comes forward, goes away of Jordan O'Brien, feeds it out, looking for Mick Quick. Mick Quick under pressure, goes backwards to find Sam Millett. Millett goes forward to find Deschamps. Deschamps couldn't pick up the ball. In goes Ringo McKenna. Under pressure, he gets a handball out, goes away at Kobe Simpson. He goes by hand to Hutchins. Hutchins goes the way of Borgono. Borgono goes by hand to Kim Schofield. Kim Schofield kicks it forward looking for Tyron Pabertalk. He couldn't mark the ball, but cleverly knocks it towards Lee Hutchins. Hutchins couldn't hold the ball, but he was being held while not in possession. So Lee Hutchins gets the free kick now, and he goes backwards to go forward. He finds Mitchell Thompson all on his own. Mitchell Thompson in the centre of the ground. Kim Schofield getting himself up off the ground. He looks to have had the wind knocked out of him. Kicks it up towards your big fella there in Borgono. Borgono goes up by hand, but it comes only the way as Brigades, and the player there in Perham gets it out towards Jared White. Jared White on half-back, gets a handball away, but his handball under pressure goes the way of Lee Hutchins. He kicks it back towards Tyron Pabertalk, picked up by the player there in Bogard. He gets it back towards Joel Patrick. Patrick kicks the ball towards a teammate. Lee Hutchins had a big stretch. Ball goes out of bounds, and the ball will be thrown back in. So time ticking by in this second term. 8 minutes gone, with thanks to Melissa Price, the member for Durack, and on the Batavia Timber and Salvage scoreboard, Chapman Valley are 4 goals, 3-28. They lead Brigades 3-1-19. And you're tuned to Radio Mama. We're the home of GNFL footy with Glenn Barton and Peter Fiorenza.
Another youngster out on the park in Breen also, Glenn, that was in that passage of play.
Oh, that was young Ashley, was it?
Yeah, they're all coming over the white line again. Millett continuing to work hard. The ball is with Mick
Austin
Quick.
Breen.
Yeah, Austin Breen. The ball coming down the line now, coming right down to try and have an effect on the game is the player there in Nathan Svensson, who's twisted away from that player into space. This is a hotly contested contest here this afternoon as Oakley Criddle goes in, gets it to a teammate, puts it onto his boot and kicks it out on the full. So things tightening up here at Mazzucchelli Oval here this afternoon, and we have the best seats in the house of the game of the round, Glenn.
We certainly do, and looking forward to bringing you all the action for the remainder of the season. And there's no doubt that all the final 4 sides believe that they are a chance this year. It's a very open competition. Tom Walker has the ball for Chapman Valley. Gets a short pass forward and picks out Matt, player there who played for Towns last year, and Matt Russell. Matt Russell kicks it up forward, looking up there for Stuart Egan. He hasn't been able to put a handle on it this time round. But whistle on play, and a good tackle put on by young Kane Simpson on young Breen. Kane Simpson was rewarded, and Kane Simpson has got the free kick 50 metres out on a 45-degree angle, about 15 metres in from the boundary, kicking to the southern end.
Might test him.
Yeah, so he's looking for a little bit of a short one, and he's picked out a Brigades player who read the ball best off the boot, and that is taken by Mick Quick. Mick Quick for Brigades goes back across the goal line, which is a dangerous kick. Very dangerous indeed. Ringo McKenna runs onto the ball, feeds a handball out, but nobody home for Chapman Valley. And once again, Brigades can clear up through Joel Patrick. He goes the way of Clay Sippler. Clay Sippler has the ball on half-back. Ringo McKenna almost took a good mark and would have been able to return it around, but he couldn't hold on. Clay Sippler has the ball in the back pocket for Brigades. Draws a player, goes by hand to Jesse Castleton. Castleton kicks it up the ground, looking up there for Lucas Ronan. Ball very close to the boundary line. Umpire says play on. Ball once again. Chapman Valley player held while not in possession. And that's the way the umpire has seen it. A free kick will go the way of the Chapman Valley player there on the boundary line. And at quarter time up there at Northampton, Percher International Oval. Northampton away to a flyer. Northampton 55, lead Towns 26.
Criddle comes in now, just in front of the scoreboard for Chapman Valley, into the half-forward area. Brigades player was first into the air, couldn't take the mark, the ball spills free. Brigades working hard now, goes away of Johnson, the big ruckman, off the half-back flank. He sends in a bit of a socket ball, but picked up by Harrison King in the end. He sends it down the wing. Brigades almost away now. The ball on the far side of the wide expanse of the Mazzucchelli Oval here this afternoon, below the windsock. Player for the Hawks sends it inboard into space. Can they run onto it? But no, they can't. Comes off hands and spills over the boundary. So the ball will be thrown in from the Chapman Valley Tavern side of Nabwar Oval. As we said, a reasonable crowd in attendance here this afternoon. The last home and away fixture for Chapman Valley here at Mazzucchelli Oval. It has been a happy hunting ground for them this season, then.
Yes, undefeated to this point, but they're getting a bit of pressure today. Brigades not far off at the moment. Ball comes the way of Hayden Johnson. Feeds it out to a teammate. And Brigades go forward again through Ronan, who shoots on goal. And he's offline. 1 point only. And the ball will be bought. In fact, it was Deschamps who shot on goal. So 1 point only on the Batavia Timber and Selby scoreboard. Brigades go to 3 goals, 2-20. They trail Chapman Valley 4 goals, 3-28. So Northampton doing the job on Towns. We thought this was probably Towns' last chance, Peter. And they've really got to work their way back into that game because Northampton are about 25 points up at the moment.
Yeah, Northampton hitting their straps at the right end of the season, that's for sure. Getting all their players back. Spoke with Grady Tommelty this morning and was pretty happy with the way things were looking up there in the northern town. Going the way now of Whiteley. In fact, it's Criddle into the half-forward area, but Patrick cuts him off for the Hawks. Back to where it came from, and marked by Dan at centre wing. Dan sizes up his option, spins around, sends it into the half-forward area. Over the back are a couple of players. Goes one way, then the other. Goes the way now. Well, that player in Ryder. A beautiful kick by Ryder. Well balanced, under pressure. Sends it inboard, and the mark is taken just metres away from the goal. So Brigades now have a shot on goal, and it is Svensson, I think, who has the kick. So Svensson, who's moved right down the ground. A backman of note, Glenn.
Yes.
And he's going to have a shot on goal. So Svensson will kick from about 25 to 30 metres, directly in front almost on a slight angle. We're right behind him from Radio Mama vantage point here this afternoon. He's a nice kick off the left foot. And now you like your left footers, Glenn, and he didn't let you down on that occasion.
No, that's right. So a good goal there. He's not a normal left footer, so I think he might be carrying a right leg that mightn't be quite right.
Would it be all right if I could kick with my opposite like that?
So he got it through, which is all he had to do. He did it very well. So Brigades draw almost level, only 2 points in it now on the Batavia Timber and Salvage scoreboard as time ticks by in this second term with thanks to Melissa Price, the member for Durack. We've played 14 minutes and 4-3 plays 4-1 in favour of Chapman Valley, so a pretty low scoring contest, but still anybody's game. And good bit of play, a good bit of coaching. Nathan Svensson going forward and getting a very good goal there, an important goal for his side. So the ball returns to the centre. So just repeating the latest scores we had from other grounds. The up-to-date score for the Northampton Towns game, 55 Northampton, 26 for Towns. And out there at Greenock Oval, Rovers 3-2-20, lead Mullawall 1-5-11. Ball back in the centre, and umpire Claire Knight puts the ball into the air, and Brigades get it forward, but only as far as Kobe Simpson. He kicks boot the ball, looking there for young Kane Simpson. Ball slap forward. Maddie Russell runs in to get the ball. In goes Caden Dan, does well. Well done there by Oakley Criddle. Gives it out towards Kobe Simpson. Kobe Simpson kicks it up towards half forward. Looking again for Stuart Egan. The Brigades player gets a handball away just in the nick of time. That was Bogart. Chapman Valley players tackled, and the umpire said he had no prior opportunity, which is a fair call, and umpire will come in and throw the ball up right on the 50-metre line. Chapman Valley's end of the ground, which is the southern end in this quarter.
2-point ball game as we head toward the big break here at Nabwar this afternoon. The ball caught up. I think it's O'Brien who had it in that last passage of play. So, in fact, it was right. So the ball will be thrown up just outside the centre square at the scoring end for Chapman Valley. And Criddle gets it now from Simpson. But the kick isn't good. Interesting, the breeze picking that one up then and taking it over the white line. In fact, I think it bounced over, so I think it will be thrown in.
It did bounce over, so played for touch, I think.
Yeah,
it
interesting.
wasn't very good. It landed about a metre in from the boundary line and then rolled out. So the ball will be thrown back in. So Chapman Valley desperate for a goal because we've seen...
The ground down there looks like a bowling green, Glenn.
Yes, it does. Looks lovely. The ball comes back in. So a situation now. And we saw Nathan Svensson kick the last goal. Chapman Valley trying to get a rebounding one for that, or an answering goal for that. So the umpire puts the ball into the air again, and the big fellas go at it. This time Mick Horseman wins it first, but it goes the way of Parham. He goes by hand to Deschamps. Deschamps kicks it forward, and mopping up beautifully as he's on the half-back line is Oakley Criddle. Oakley Criddle has the ball touched off hands, goes away at Kobe Simpson. Back towards Oakley Simpson. Oakley Criddle, I should say. Oakley Criddle kicks it forward, up towards half-forward. In goes the big fella in Johnson. He's met solidly, and that may have taken the wind out of Kobe Simpson there for a while. Ball comes forward, and comes back the way of Jaden Schofield. Jaden Schofield now gets a kick forward up towards centre wing, finds the player there in Ringo McKenna. He gets a handball away to his brother, to his friend in Mitch Thompson. Mitch Thompson gets it forward, looking for Horseman. Horseman on half forward, gets a short pass, looking for the hard-running player there in Jay Colgate. Colgate is 35 metres out, goes backwards, finds Jay O'Brien. O'Brien kicks it forward, looking for Bogono. He couldn't mark the ball. Handballs it back, goes the way of Colgate. Colgate sets sail for home. Knocking up there for Tyron Paper Talk. Paper Talk couldn't mark the ball, and a whistle on play. And Paper Talk is penalised for holding the Brigades player, and Brigades can now rebound as Kobe Simpson comes after a rest, and hopefully his shoulder isn't too bad.
Okay, so a tough encounter here this afternoon. Drennan O'Malley game day. Ball coming out of defence now for Chapman Valley, but marked on the far side by Ringo McKenna. In fact, that player will come in now and looks pretty good off the boot into the half-forward area. Off hands, into space, inside the corridor, looking dangerous as players dive on top of the ball, and the umpire moves in. A free kick has been found.
Yeah, the player made no attempt to get rid of it.
Will have a free kick now, and it looks like it will be Paper Talk that will have the kick. So Paper Talk missed his opportunity moments ago, but on this occasion the player gave no opportunity or no indication of trying to get the ball out, and he is a recipient of a free kick and will kick the 5th goal of the afternoon, one would think, for Chapman Valley. Pretty good off the boot. It is goal number 5. Chapman Valley open up that space just a little. They go to 5-3, leading Brigades 4-1. This quarter brought to us, Glenn, we must say, by Melissa Price, the member for Durack.
Yes, Tyron Paper Talk getting on the scoreboard for the first time this afternoon. The big key forwards in Bogono, Paper Talk and Egan have looked promising, and also Jay Colgate. But the Brigades defenders, as they always do, being very, very solid and working very, very hard. So a really tight contest as we head towards half-time, and been a very entertaining first half of football. Chapman Valley have kicked 5 goals, Brigades have kicked 4, and it's a pretty entertaining game of footy here in beautiful conditions at Mazzucchelli Oval. Good crowd in attendance. Lots of people getting ready for a big evening at the Valley Tavern for the camp out. So that's going to be a very big show over there with Rat Salad, I believe, being the star performers. And the ball will be brought back to the centre. Looking at earlier games today, we can tell you that Brigades won the Colts, Brigades won the Reserves, and Chapman Valley won the Women. And up at Northampton won the Colts against Towns. They won the Reserves against Towns. Waiting for an update on the women's game between Northampton and Towns. But Towns, of course, would have been clear favourites in that contest.
Getting toward the big break here this afternoon. Ball back in the middle. Last goal scored by Chapman Valley. Give them some breathing space. Good encounter in front of us here this afternoon as we head toward the finals. Less than a month away here in the Great Northern. A free kick going the way of Boakman now. Boakman for Hawks. Boakman wearing the, kicking into the half-forward area. The ball going the way of our broadcast position, straight up into the air. Sorensen getting onto that one, saying that the ball is now with the youngster in Bogart. Bogart sends it inboard, finds Millett. Millett now, wearing number 15. Looking for options down ground. I would think they need another goal very soon as he hits it toward the goal-scoring area, but nice mark is taken on the half-back flank. And this occasion taken by Mitchell Thompson. Thompson now, good servant for Chapman Valley, sends it back down in front of our broadcast position. Up goes the youngster there in Simpson. He can just get up. Vertical leap's incredible. Really good high jumper, this youngster. But it comes off hands and spills over the boundary. So it's centre wing now in front of our broadcast position, in front of the reasonable crowd here at Mazzucchelli Oval here this afternoon, the Farrell Grandstand. Ball to be about to be thrown in. Players setting themselves. Up goes Johnson, arguably one of the best ruckmen in the competition. The ball goes into space now. Chapman Valley get it. Russell, he sends it down and finds the youngster there. He takes a nice mark, and that's Austin Breen. Breen sends it inboard, back to Johnson. Johnson says, thanks very much, youngster. Sends it further afield. Finds Deschamps. Deschamps again goes out into space, and Ronan was almost away, but pretty well checked by his opposite number there. So Ronan just outside the forward 50 will kick on about 45 metres out from goal when he gets onto this one. So if Ronan can nail a goal here, it makes things very interesting at this point of the match. So Lucas Ronan bit of a revelation since coming into the Brigades lineup. It really shouldn't be. He comes from good pedigree, does Lucas. Brother Isaac, also a good player. Nice big kick by Lucas. It's a good kick. It's straight through the middle, and that is a telling goal for Brigades.
Scoreboard isn't right, Peter. So the scoreboard now is Brigades 5 goals, 1-31.
Yeah, he hasn't had
Chapman
time.
Valley a 5-3, 33. So,
Yes, exactly.
So 5-3 plays 5-3-33 plays.
You're getting
3-1,
too used to those
25.
electronic scoreboard. Give the boy time to put it up, Glenn.
But we know those electronic scoreboards can be wrong too, Peter. Yes.
So we've got a game in our hands, Glenn, and
Yes.
it's great footy at this time of the year.
It is. It is a lovely goal there from young Ronan. So Isaac was the one who kicked that, wasn't it? Was it Isaac that kicked that?
No, Lucas.
Okay, Lucas. Lucas kicked that, number 4. So Lucas Ronan, a very important goal as we head towards half-time. So a couple of points in it at this stage. Ball goes the way of Sam Miller. He throws himself on the ball. Picked up now by Jack Deschamps, who's working really hard. Deschamps for Brigades gets it up towards half-forward, looking there for some movement. In goes Jaden Schofield. He was held and didn't have any prior opportunity as the Caravans and the Campers keep piling into Mazzucchelli Oval in preparation for the big camp out.
I don't think she'll mind me mentioning this, but our good friend in Rachel Gardner says she still has PTSD from last year's grand final. The person on the scoreboard needs to learn their 6 times tables.
Yes, that should be part of the process. Everyone has to go through an induction. They should learn their maths. So at the moment we have 32 playing 33, I think, but that's not what the scoreboard's saying at the moment. Chapman Valley have it through Mosley. He's tackled and has the ball held to him and didn't have any prior opportunity according to the umpire, and the player gets pushed out of it there in Jordan O'Brien. Ball to be thrown up. So the umpire puts the ball into the air, and this time it goes to the ground. In goes the Brigades player.
It should be 27 plays 32. That's what it should be, Glenn.
Yeah, I think the score is in fact 5 goals 1 to 5 goals 3.
I see.
Yeah, so
there you go.
it's only 2 points. Yeah, it doesn't help when the score's completely
You
wrong.
might have to start keeping the score again, Glenn.
Yes, you'd think you got a scoreboard and you still haven't got one. So we'll wait till get it rectified. But it's a 2-point ball game in favour of Chapman Valley. Chapman Valley have the ball in half back. Ball comes out to Jaden Schofield. He goes with a short pass, looking there for some run, but Brigades pick it up. Goes the way of the young player there who gets tackled. Ball comes out, whistle on play, and a free kick will come back. And the free kick will come the way of the player there in Hayden Johnson. Hayden Johnson on half forward, big kick up towards the teeth of goals, pack into the air. Brigades
nice
player
mark.
stands his ground, takes a good mark, but it goes through for a point. So it's a 1-point ball game. 32 plays 33 in favour of Chapman Valley. So a tight contest here at Mazzucchelli Oval. The scoreboard has lost direction and lost all its compass. It's a manual scoreboard, but it's nowhere close to what the score is. Ball comes the way of Chapman Valley defence in Oakley Criddle. Kicks it up towards centre wing, finds Tyron Papertalk on centre wing. As there's the siren sounds. And at half-time in the big game here at Mazzucchelli Oval.
Brigades are in front, I think.
Motors game day. We are your home of GNFL footy. Glenn Barnett and Peter Firenze calling all the action this afternoon. Half-time of the football with thanks to the City of Greater Geraldton and Lara Dalton, the member for Geraldton. And we've got the scoreboard all sorted, and we can tell you scores are level here at half-time. A very entertaining first half of football. Chapman Valley 5-3-33, Brigades 5-3-33, scores all level. So in that last quarter, Chapman Valley added some 3 goals, 1, and Brigades added some 2 goals, 2. So that was the score. Goal scorers until half-time for Chapman Valley. Jay O'Brien has 2, Lee Hutchins, Kane Simpson and Tyron Paper took 1 apiece. And for Brigades, their goal scorers Jamie Ryder, Christopher Ryder, Hassan Ahmad Watkins and Nathan Svensson, along with Lucas Ronan, 1 apiece. Looking at us contenders for the Skeeters Restaurant Player of the Day, and players playing well for Chapman Valley include Lee Hutchins, Mitch Thompson, Jared Ringo McKenna and the 2 Schofield brothers, as well as the big ruckman in Daniel Bogono. As we see, we're underway in this third quarter with thanks to Drennan O'Malley Motors, and Kobe Simpson back on the ground now. In goes Jaden Schofield, and the umpire said he had his head down when he came in, so there's no problem there. And the umpire will come and throw the ball up. And Peter, who are some of the contenders from Brigades in that first half?
I just narrowed it down to 3 for that particular term, Glenn. Hayden Johnson, Lucas Ronan and Jack Deschamps.
So we're underway in this third quarter, picked up by Lee Hutchins, kicks it up towards the half-forward line, looking there for Stuart Egan. He slaps the ball forward, looking for Rengo McKenna, gives it back towards Egan. Egan goes to get a kick forward, but didn't get boot the ball. He was tackled at a very, very crucial stage. Good tackle there from Lucas Ronan, and Ronan relieves the pressure for the Hawks. Kicks it towards centre wing, just in front of our Radio Mama broadcast box, and there'll be another boundary throw-in directly in front of us here. And the sun is still shining, but it's pretty cool out of the sun, but beautiful day for football here at Mazzucchelli Oval.
Great conditions, as Glenn mentioned. Great viewing point also from the clubroom here this afternoon. Ball about to be thrown in right in front of our broadcast position. We can almost touch it. The ball coming in now, players setting themselves. Up they go, the 2 ruckmen going at it. Johnson doing the better, but gives it straight to Ringo McKenna. Puts it onto his boot for Chapman Valley. Into the half-forward area. The mark is misjudged by Baumgarten. The ball goes to ground. Ringo McKenna picks it up, is tackled, one would think in possession. The umpire lets it go on, going the way of Millett. He bursts through the pack, gives it back now to Perham. Perham for the Hawks, sends it down the wing. I've got a couple of players. It's knocked down by Ronan. Ronan to Deschamps. Deschamps into space now, going the way of Svensson. Svensson, as we've said, unaccustomingly, how do you say that?
Unaccustomary.
We can't, we're both struggling. Playing in the forward line.
Oh, yeah. And Chapman Valley player held while not in possession, so it'll go the way of Borgono. So Borgono with the ball, gets it towards the centre of the ground and finds Mitchell Thompson in the centre of the ground. Chapman Valley going to the northern end of the ground. There goes the big kick from Thompson, up towards full forward. In goes Mick Horseman. Mick Horseman's taken a very strong mark in front of the opponent there. And a very good mark indeed from the young player. So Mick Horseman, who played Country Week in the Colts Carnival, only a young man, very talented young player, and he has an opportunity to kick his first of the afternoon. He's 25 metres out, just in front of the Valley Tavern pocket, shooting on goal, and he was up there against young Breen, and he was able to take a very solid mark. So Mick Horseman can get Chapman Valley back in front in the opening couple of minutes of this third term, the Premiership quarter, with thanks to Drennan O'Malley Motors. Mick Horseman sets sail for home. Goal umpire signals all clear, and Horseman gets his first. And on the Batavia Timber and Selby scoreboard, Chapman Valley go to 6 goals, 3, 39. They lead Brigades 5-3, 33.
Yes, it is a seesawing affair here at Nabwal this afternoon, enjoying the footy. Hope you're enjoying our coverage here on Radio Mama, the home of GNFL football. Also on filming footy. This quarter brought to you by Drennan O'Malley Motors, Ron, John, Rachel and all of the team. Glenn, I think at home listening to the footy today.
Very good, yeah. Lots of people enjoying the screening and having an opportunity to keep an eye on what's going on out here. And the caravans keep coming in, the campers keep coming in. And Peter, I can see us spending a night listening to Rat Salad, the way things are going.
Well, they're getting a lot of a promotion
and
from yourself.
We mightn't have to go over there. We might be able to just hear it from here by the sound of it. So it'll be very entertaining indeed.
Yeah, I think you're the headline act, Glenn. That's what they're waiting for. Back in the middle now. It is 6-3 plays 5-3 in favour of Chapman Valley. The ball coming out in the middle for Brigades now. Off the half-back flank, Jaden Schofield overruns the ball. It's picked up by Svensson, who tries to knock it forward. Criddle now off the half-back flank for the Royals, sends it further afield. It's marked by Deschamps, picking up a lot of possessions here this afternoon. One of Brigade's best, has been throughout the season. Ditto for this player, the youngster in Ronan. It's Lucas Ronan. It's the younger son of the great Shane Ronan. Sends it inboard, and Aaron kick though finds Russell. Russell for Chapman Valley. Goes further afield, and he too. It's not accurate. Deschamps picks it up. Not a good kick into the half-forward area. The bounce isn't kind for Matt Watkins. Goes back the way of the defender for Chapman Valley. Sends it out into space. He's looking for Ewan Whiteley. That player knocks it forward, and Russell picks it up. He's tackled by Ryder, and Ryder will have a free kick now. So Kristen Ryder, he's outside the forward 50, quite a bit out actually. Not far from our broadcast position though, in front of the dugout for Chapman Valley. So Kristen Ryder will look for a play in the corridor. Up they go, comes off Chapman Valley hands, goes to ground. Brigades player at the base of the pack collects it, comes up, that player is right. No prior opportunity, the umpire will ball up. It's just inside the forward 50 now for Brigades.
As we go around the grounds with thanks to the City of Greater Geraldton and Lara Dalton, the member for Geraldton. And we can tell you at half-time at the Greenough Oval, Rovers 6-5-41, Mullawa 2-10-22. And up there at Percher International Oval, Northampton doing it well. Northampton 68, Towns 26. And a free kick will go the way of Brigades. And Hayden Johnson is that player.
He's been good today, Glenn.
Very good. He's 45 metres out, directly in front. So Hayden Johnson has an opportunity to put Chapman Valley to the sword a little and get them back on even keel. Kick looks
nice
pretty good
kick.
off the boot. Won't make the distance. Chapman Valley player slaps the ball towards the boundary line. In fact, it goes through for a force behind off hands. So Brigades are 5-4-34. They trail Chapman Valley 6-3-39 on the Batavia Timber and Salvage scoreboard. Jaden Schofield to bring the ball back in for Chapman Valley. He decides to go straight up the ground and finds his teammate there, and Dylan Williamson. Dylan Williamson plays on quickly, finds Ringo McKenna in the centre of the ground. McKenna plays on quickly, goes out wide looking for Jay O'Brien. O'Brien has the ball on half forward, over on the outer side. Kicks it towards centre half forward looking for Tyron Papertalk. He couldn't mark the ball, under good pressure. In goes a Chapman Valley player. Umpire said nothing in that, and the umpire will come in and throw the ball up. 45 metres out from Chapman Valley's end of the ground, which is the northern end in this term. And the breeze now is favouring that end and looks to be worth a couple of goals.
Certainly is, Glenn. The same amount of kicks by both teams, so it means both have had a fair share of the ball in their forward half in this particular encounter. But Chapman Valley doing the better. 6-3 plays 5-4. Early stages of the third term, and we see a free kick going the way of Papertalk. Now, as Glenn said, he now has a breeze at his back. A gusty 2-goal breeze. See if he'll use all of that as he kicks toward the northern end. Goal here would separate things a little bit. Look pretty good off the boot. Umpire is pretty confident that it's only gone through for the minor score. And that sees Chapman Valley go to 6-4, and they lead Brigades 5-4.
So a 6-point ball game on the Batavia Timber and Salvage scoreboard as the defender to bring the ball back in for Brigades. And Brigades will come home with the light breeze at their back. There goes the kick up towards half back, but it's taken by Borgono. And Borgono has taken a mark for Chapman Valley. The big ruckman, Daniel Borgono, plays on, short pass. Wasn't 15 metres. Umpire says plays on. Ewan Whiteley does that from 50 metres. Kicks towards goal. Up goes Kane Simpson. Couldn't mark the ball. Pack develops. Ball eventually comes out. Big pack around the ball. And it gets forced through for a force behind. And another minor score to Chapman Valley on the Batavia Timber and Salvage scoreboard. Chapman Valley go to 6 goals, 5-41. Brigades are 5 goals, 4-34 as the ball quickly comes back into play.
Coming off hands now and over the boundary. It'll be thrown in the forward area for Chapman Valley. Things still pretty tight out there on the pitch as the ball comes in now. Players setting themselves. Knocked down on this occasion by Whiteley. I should say Ewan Whiteley goes to ground. Ball's picked up now by that same player who came down. Gives it away to Criddle. Criddle plays on, but the whistle has sounded. Free kick will go the way of Brigades, and the player with the ball is Harrison King. Harrison King off the half-back flank, the broadcast side of the ground. We said that's quarter brought to you by Drennan O'Malley Motors. Comes in board now, finds this player in Perham. Just made the 15, one would think. So too that kick going the way of Harrison. So not much upfield, one would think, the way they're chipping it around, Glenn. Harrison now, he sees something happening. Goes over the back of a player, goes away as Fenson. Fenson in turn puts it to ground, and diving on top of it are a couple of players. One of those is right, but the umpire says, no, let's ball it up again, boys. Pretty tight out there in this, the third term.
Very low scoring contest here in pretty good conditions for footy. Brigades have shut Chapman Valley down pretty well, but Chapman Valley still up by a goal in the early stages of this third term. Ball comes back towards Brigades' Jared White. He kicks it forward, finds Ben Boakman. Boakman couldn't control the ball. Ball spills the way of Ewan Whiteley. He gets it in towards the centre where he finds Lee Hutchins. He's my best player at the moment. Hutchins gets it forward, but a good mark taken there by Joel Patrick in front of Tyron Papertalk. Plays on with a short pass, lucky to be 15 metres, and Jared White is that player who marks in front of Mick Horseman. Jared White, hard-working player, consistently amongst Brigade's better players, gets a kick forward up towards centre wing. Sam Millett's there, so too is Kobe Simpson. Kobe Simpson punches the ball forward, and there'll be a boundary throw-in directly in front of our Radio Mama broadcast box here at Mazzucchelli Oval. And it is round 14, a very important round, the pink round, sponsored by the SMS Group WA.
Ball coming in now, almost at centre wing in front of our broadcast position. Johnson wins the ruck tap. That's the plenty he's had today. Sipler puts it outside. That group of players going back the way now of Nick Quick, who's quickly brought to ground by Ewan Whiteley. He's had a pretty good game this afternoon, young Whiteley, and he pulls back off the player. No pro opportunity, says the umpire. Up they go again. Johnson, this time he's up against Paper Talk. No one gets the ball. The ball comes into space. It's picked up now by Dan. He goes one way, then the other. Gets it to Johnson. Into space is Millett. He'll waste no time in getting it to Sipler. Sipler onto his boot, down the line. He's looking for support down there. Going the way of Bachman. Over the top of his head it goes. Criddle's too good on this occasion. In fact, it's the player there in Jared's Schofield. He gets it over to Criddle. Criddle in turn sends it into the middle of the ground, and there is Ringo McKenna. Captain Courageous puts it onto his boot, straight down the middle of the ground, and there's Harrison King again. Rocker Gibraltar just inside the centre square. Kick forward, goes away now of Dan. Dan in turn finds this player, sends it inboard, and Harrison's come down the ground. Harrison King, that is. Harrison King just outside the forward 50, sees the lead by this player in Armand Watkins. He doesn't miss too many on the lead. He plays on now, sees the lead from that player in Ryder. Ryder tries to take a mark over the top of his opponent. He's unlucky, gets a boot to it, kicks toward the goals, and it is hits the goal post and will be thrown in. A deep attack now for Brigades.
Yeah, in the deep right forward pocket at the southern end of the ground. So the ball will be thrown in. Brigades trail by 7 points. As the ball will be thrown back in. Time ticking by in this third quarter, the premiership quarter. Picked up by Brigades, slows it on his boot, does the player there in Jordan O'Brien. He's offline 1 point only. And on the Batavia Timber and Salvage scoreboard, Brigades go to 5 goals, 5-35. They trail Chapman Valley 6-4-41. And this third term has been going some 14 minutes now, so there's still plenty of time for both sides. Chapman Valley have it in defence now. And Jaden Thompson kicks it out, but it's a good mark taken by Jesse Castleton just in front of the scoreboard. So it is a 6-point ball game in favour of Chapman Valley. Chapman Valley need to get the score on the board with the Breeze at their back. Breen's there for the Hawks, so too is Perham. Perham kicks it up towards half forward, but Jaden Schofield comes across the top, reads the ball best and takes a very good mark, plays it on, kicks it up towards the centre half back area where he finds the player there in Ringo McKenna. Jaden Schofield runs past and gets the ball, goes the way of Borgono. Borgono gets the handball out, under the way, it comes the way of Chapman Valley. Borgono runs towards goal, he's a beautiful kicker of the football, and from 35 metres, he's missed. 1 point only on the Batavia Timber and Salvage scoreboard, and Chapman Valley go to 6 goals, 5-42, and they lead Brigades 5-5-35. And a wasted opportunity there from Chapman Valley.
Yeah, you put the mocker on him there, Glenn. He was running into an open goal and suddenly he saw that all the lights of the city and got a little bit confused and threw for the minus score. So, ball coming out of defence now for Brigades. It finds this player in Dan on the half-back flank. Dan, he'll send it further afield. He sends it inboard and finds Johnson, probably the best player for Brigades here this afternoon for mine. Sends it inboard to his captain. It's marked by O'Brien. O'Brien sees the lead. Mick Quick answers the challenge. Quick plays on now. Got a lead into the half-foot area by Watkins. Up he goes and takes a nice mark. Doesn't miss too many. Spins around. Shoots toward goal. And he scores a much-needed goal for Brigades. And that's class. That was a great passage of play. And it all started back in the half-back flank with Dan.
Yeah, so Hassan Ahmad Watkins gets his second goal of the afternoon. A much-needed goal. And the scores tied on the scoreboard once again. 42 apiece on the Batavia Timber and Salvage scoreboard. So Chapman Valley is 6-5-42. Brigades is 6-5-42. So still anybody's contest. We're well and truly into time on now in this third quarter, the premiership quarter.
Who will break the shackles, Glenn?
Yeah, since half-time, Chapman Valley have kicked 1 goal, 2, and Brigades have kicked 1 goal, 2 as well. So
interesting.
Scores were even at half-time. Even again.
Sorry to interrupt, Glenn, but we talked about Kim Schofield a little bit earlier on.
Is that wrong?
Being kept pretty quiet here this afternoon.
Chapman Valley's up by 1 point. We've been told that the scoreboard has a bit of history of falling behind. So Chapman Valley up by 1 point.
Back in the middle, and there's Johnson. He knocks it down again into space. Chapman Valley player dives on top of it, but doesn't get too far. The umpire says no prior opportunity for that player, and the ball will come back again. So we believe it's either even Stevens or a point in favour of Chapman Valley.
Are up by a point, 6-6 to 6-5.
The ball doesn't move too far. It'll be thrown up once again. This quarter brought to you by Drennan O'Malley Motors. For a good used car deal you can't go past. Drennan O'Malley in Chapman Road. Ron, John, Rachel and all the team will sort things out for you. Haven't seen John Moore for a little while. Hopefully we'll catch up with him soon. Hasn't had the best of times, but hopefully he's on the mend. The ball going forward now for Chapman Valley. Going the way now of this player in Oakley Criddle. Quickly puts it onto his back. In fact, it's Horseman who shoots on goal and misses everything. And the ball is out on the full. So 6-5 plays 6-4, is it, Glenn? Or 6-6
plays 6-5. Yep.
Okay, there you go.
So Brigades to bring the ball back into play. So Brigades have the ball up on the grandstand side of the ground. A bit of pushing and a bit of shoving going on.
Lucky it isn't a high-scoring game for the
I'm glad
attendance.
Yes. We've only kicked 2 goals, 3, and we lost our way. So, let's hope we can get control of the scoreboard. We might have to keep our own, I think, Peter.
Yeah.
So the ball comes back into play. Goes the way of Hayden Johnson, who slaps it forward. Goes the way of Caden Dan. Caden kicks the ball forward. Up goes Oakley Criddle. Couldn't mark. Over the back of the pack is Jaden Schofield. He gives it away to Mitch Thompson. Mitch Thompson runs through the centre now. Breaks across the backward side of the square. Kicks it towards full forward. Ball off hands. Ball running free. Brigades have an opportunity now. Chapman Valley player got caught in the run, but the ball couldn't come out. An umpire will come in and throw the ball up. So we've got a 1 point ball game. We're into time on in this third quarter, with thanks to Drennan O'Malley Motors. Goes the way of Bogano. He gets a handball to a friend who kicks it forward. Brigades have an opportunity to clear now, and they have it on the back line. And it comes the way of Perham, and Henry gets a big kick forward up towards the centre wing ground, and a good strong mark taken there by Jaden Schofield, who locked one across the shoulder, but he took the breeze. Took a mark, it took a little bit of wind out of him, he recovers pretty quickly, kicks it forward, looking up there for a teammate. Ball goes away of Kane Simpson. Kane couldn't hold on to the ball bounces away from him, and there'll be a boundary throw in deep of the left forward pocket, northern end of the ground, and we've got a 1 point ball game in a thriller at Mazzucchelli Oval.
You can see Svensson has a job on Jared Schofield today, Jaden Schofield today, Glenn, and it's an interesting contest indeed.
Yeah, they know each other pretty well, of course, played a lot of footy together. Ball comes the way of Ringo McKenna. He feeds it back towards Harrison Lane. Harrison Lane had nowhere to go, and the ball goes out of bounds. In fact, it is a free kick goes the way of the player there in Clay Sippler. So Clay Sippler has the free kick on half back for the Hawks. Umpire says play on. Harrison Lane runs to put pressure on. Ball goes back towards Caden Dan. So Caden Dan plays on with a short pass and finds Hayden Johnson. Hayden Johnson, the big ruckman, on half-back, having a good game, as Peter mentioned. Kicks it forward, and the only player there is Jaden Schofield, who takes a very good mark, and the ball was The ball was knocked out of after late. Lucky not to get a 50-metre penalty there. Ball goes the way of Schofield, and Schofield gets a kick forward and a free kick off the ball. They were shepherding him out, and Kane Simpson was shepherded out there. So the ball goes the way of Kane Simpson. Gives it to brother Kobe. Kobe sets sail for home, and Chapman Valley get a goal just on the siren. And there's a fair bit of pushing and shoving going now. Peter, you watch the fight, I'll watch the scoreboard. And Chapman Valley go to 7 goals.
I don't know which is more confusing.
48, Brigade 6-5-41. And we see the bit of pushing and shoving. What happened, Peter? You were watching.
I think it just after Kobe kicked the goal, and he's just sticking up for his brother, a bit of tate-a-tate. And of course, it's sheep stations after that, Glenn, as you know.
Yeah, so interesting. Don't know what was going on. Kobe didn't like the way that Kane was dealt with, or vice versa. Not too sure. We know the Simpsons certainly like sticking up for each other, which is fair enough. Brotherly love. And the ball is going back to the centre, but Chapman Valley get a much-needed goal just in front of the three-quarter time break. So, looking at the scoreboard now, Chapman Valley are 7 goals, 6-48, and Brigades are 6 goals, 5-41.
There we go. So Chapman
on the
Valley,
Batavia Timber and Selby scoreboard, I should
a very important goal as we head to the three-quarter time break here on Drennan O'Malley Game Day. Peter Forenza and Glenn Barton bringing you all the action from Mazzucchelli Oval. Have we enjoyed it today? Brigades know that a win here today is going to help them make an impression going into the finals, because Chapman Valley sit pretty on top and will be playing in the second semi. But who will they play, Glenn, is anyone's
looks like
question.
Northampton on target to be second, because Northampton are clearly beating Towns at the moment. So it looks like the top 2 are set and the fight is on, but Northampton finding that Towns aren't up to it at the moment. So it looks like Brigades and Railways will be the first semi-final this year, I would say. So it looks like second semi-final, Chapman Valley and Northampton.
The question was asked today, a long time since that has happened.
Well, it'd have to be in the 70s, wouldn't it? Yeah. Mid-70s, I would say, since they last played in a second semi-final. Chapman Valley have only made the first semi-final on a couple of occasions.
And I think ditto for Brigades and Railways as well.
Yeah, that's right. So the ball now with Stuart Egan. Chapman Valley have an opportunity if Egan can score. Stuart had the ball on a string last week against Mullawar. Competition's a bit tighter today. 13 goals he kicked last week. Can he kick his first of the afternoon? So we'll find out in a moment. He's 45 to 50 metres out, kicks on the 50-metre line, shoots towards goal, looks pretty good. Oh, umpire says touched off hands. So a good situation there. Right on the line. A minor score result. So point is the score. So Chapman Valley is 7-7-49. Brigades are 6-5-41 on the Batavia Timber and Selby scoreboard.
So I'm ticking away, and this the third term, the premiership quarter they call it. Have Chapman Valley done enough to hold sway? We thought that probably might have happened yesterday with the West Coast Eagles up against the Gold Coast, but the Eagles broke away in the final term. Jaden Schofield, a free kick on the half-forward flank. Sends it up into the half-forward area. Nice mark is taken down there. And looks like O'Brien that has it. Yep, O'Brien. A bit of a player that is an impact player, you could say, Glenn, here for Chapman Valley. Comes in and out of the game and certainly puts his mark on it. And he's deciding he's going to kick for goal. And as you said, a slight breeze favouring him toward the northern end. So see what he can do. He's going to give it all he's got as Jay O'Brien. He kicks inside the corridor, though, very cleverly. Up they go. He's looking for a person to dive high on this occasion. Can't do so. The ball comes out, but goes the way now of that player there who shoots on goal for Chapman Valley. The defenders for Brigades working overtime as they get out of jail, one would think. Harrison King gets the ball, comes this way to right, off the half-back flank right. Takes the mark very solidly. Or comfortably, I should say. Right, on the half-back flank. Time ticking away, and this is the third term. Players setting themselves in front of the big crowd here at Nabor this afternoon. The ball coming from Deschamps, going the way of that player in Ryder. He sends it into space, but it's one Chapman Valley, one Brigades, I should say, against two Chapman Valley. Dan is fighting it away there against Oakley Criddle. So too, a couple of other players moving in to make it tough, and it's picked up by Ringo McKenna. He knows what to do. He gives it away to Thompson, back to McKenna. McKenna, not a good kick under pressure. He sends it further afield, and it's marked by the player there in Ronan inside the centre square.
Ronan plays on quickly. Brigades can get a late goal. Be an important one as it goes the way of Ben Bockman. Ben Bockman kicks it up towards full forward, but Chapman Valley have the numbers, and they have Oakley Criddle, who stands his ground, takes a very strong mark. Oakley Criddle been solid again today. He's had a great season. Kicks it forward. Finds Kobe Simpson, the last goal scorer for Chapman Valley. 49 plays 41 in favour of Chapman Valley. 8 points the margin. Chapman Valley running out of time in this quarter to get a score on the board. Goes the way of White. White throws it on his boot. Kicks it forward. Kick. And Hassam Ahmad Watkins is marked. And Hassam Ahmad Watkins will shoot on goal from 35 metres out directly in front.
From the outside of his boot, that kick, Glenn.
Yes, so Hassam has kicked a couple of goals today. This will be his third. One would think he'd be a pretty good thing from where he is. 35 metres out, kicking to the southern end. And right on the siren, this will be a very, very important kick for the Hawks. So Brigades will go in within reaching distance of Chapman Valley.
I don't think you'll miss this. I'll back him from here.
So let's see how he goes. Looks pretty good off the boot. And he's got it. It's his third of the afternoon. A third goal for Hassan Ahmad Watkins. And on the BTS scoreboard, Batavia Timber and Selby scoreboard, Brigades go to 7 goals, 5, which is 47. And they trail Chapman Valley 7-7-49. We've got a 2-point ball game as we head towards three-quarter time here at Mazzucchelli Oval.
Yeah, an interesting situation here in our Drennan O'Malley game day. Tonight, the Phoenix Buccaneers take on the Mandurah Magic at home, Glenn, in a preliminary final. The winner going through to the grand final, and it's a sellout at the Active West Stadium.
Yeah, it'll be a big crowd there, and good luck to the Bucks. Let's hope they can continue that momentum with the home crowd at their back. So, finals in the basketball. NBL 1 West coming to a pointy end very, very quickly. Ball back in the centre. Goes the way of Chapman Valley through Matt Russell. He slams it out, gets the way of Lee Hutchins. Hutchins kicks it forward, looking there for Jay O'Brien. He has the ball slapped away from him. Kicks the way of Deschamps. Comes back towards the player there in Perham. He gets it out wide to Ronan. Ronan marks the ball. It just falls. But there's the siren. It's three-quarter time at the football. And the game, once again, it was even at three-quarter time. It's a 2-point margin here at three-quarter time.
number for Geraldton, Lara Dalton on Radio Mama.
And a very good afternoon. Welcome back. 3/4 time of the football. Radio Mama's Drennan O'Malley Motors Game Day live from Mazzucchelli Oval. Round 14. Glenn Barton and Peter Fiorenza. And a 3/4 time with thanks to the City of Greater Geraldton and Lara Dalton. We can tell you that Chapman Valley 7-7-49 lead Brigades 7-5-47. Goal scorers at till 3/4 time. Hassan Ahmad Watkins has 3 goals. Singles to Jamie Ryder, Christopher Ryder, Nathan Svensson and Lucas Ronan. And goal scorers for Chapman Valley, Jay O'Brien has 2, singles to Lee Hutchins, Kane Simpson, Tyron Papertalk, Mick Horseman and Kobe Simpson. And Peter Fiorenza, it's still anybody's game.
It certainly is, Glenn. Johnson, also Jack Deschamps, Lucas Ronan, Wright, Ahmet Watkins, and I really do think that Harrison King and Henry Perham had an impact for Brigades in the last term.
And better players for Chapman Valley. Kobe Simpson continues to play well. The player that's got the ball now, Lee Hutchins, has been clearly Chapman Valley's better player, along with Jerris Ringo McKenna. Jaden Schofield also lifted his rating and playing a great game of football.
And the Bucks are playing the Willetton Tigers, not the Mandurah Magic. Willetton Tigers are up against Joondalup tonight, so all in the finals together.
Okay, so wish them well. And they'll get the job done there at Wanthella this evening at Active West Stadium. Ball goes the way of Hutchinson. He gets knocked out of it at the last crucial stage. Goes the way of Sam Millett. Ball goes to ground. Ewan Whiteley feeds it out towards Mitchell Thompson. Mitchell Thompson uses his pace and skill. Gets a kick forward, looking up there for O'Brien. Brigades player was hanging off him. Umpire said, no, nothing in that. Ball comes the way of White. He kicks it forward, looking there for Nathan Svensson. And Jaden Schofield slaps the ball away from him. And the ball goes out of bounds. There'll be a boundary throw-in just in front of the Chapman Valley coaches box and the crowd here at Mazzucchelli Oval. 2-point ball game. And it's very, very tight contest here at Mazzucchelli Oval.
In it comes now, right in front of my co-commentator, Mr. Football, Glenn Barndon. Going to ground, trying to be collected on this occasion by a host of players. One of those is the player there, and Ringo McKenna, as I said, one of the favourites, indeed my favourite for the Clune Medal in season 2024, and he certainly will get some votes today, one would think. The ball about to be thrown in now. It's been played a lot on the broadcast side, which is good for us, Glenn, calling the game. Ball goes in now, goes away of this player in right. He's been good for Brigades. Comes out of a pack or moves back into it. The ball spills free. Goes to ground. Deschamps does well. Gets it to Ryder. That's Jamie Ryder. And a nice lead by Ahmet Watkins once again. He hasn't missed a lace-out kick all day today, Glenn. And Ahmet Watkins will have another shot on goal. And incidentally, hasn't missed a goal shot either. He has 3 in the bag.
Yes, like you say, he's coming back into good form at the right end of the season for Brigades. So Ahmet Watkins lining up for goal number 4. He's he'll kick from 45 metres out, kicking towards the northern end, and this will give Brigades the lead, and an important kick in the opening stages of this first term with thanks to GT Russell Chartered Accountants, and he has got his 4th of the afternoon, and the Hawks get a very, very handy goal here on the Batavia Timber and Selby scoreboard. Brigades go to 8 goals, 5, 53. They lead Chapman Valley 7-7-49, and we'll go around the grounds with other scores as soon as they come to hand. And the other games, when we last heard at half-time, it was Northampton 68 leading Towns 26. And half-time in the other game, Rovers doing the job on Mullawar. Rovers 6-5 leading Mullawar 2 goals 10.
A nice piece of play there by Ahmet Watkins, but supported by Jamie Ryder. His balance and poise coming out of the pack under pressure there was pretty impressive, Glenn. So lace-out kick, as I mentioned, Ahmet Watkins finishing it off. So it is game on here at Nabor this afternoon in the final quarter. Brockman goes well, puts it onto his boot, sends it into space. Mark is taken by Mick Quick. Quick wearing the helmet, signs up his options. The breeze at their back in this quarter, if there is any breeze, for Brigades, and finds this player one of the best on the park for his side this afternoon. And we're talking about the player there in Jack Deschamps. The ball goes into the full forward area, and the mark is taken by this player. He's done okay, and O'Brien, the captain, takes a nice mark. Takes a good grab, does young O'Brien. And he's having a pretty good season. Speaking to family just in the last couple of weeks, Glenn, and he's taken up triathlons as a pre-season regime, and he's really enjoyed it. So when he comes now, Jordan O'Brien, the Josh Kennedy skip, and he comes now kicking toward the northern end. A goal here would be important. What's he done? He's hit the post. So alas, it's gone. It is recorded as a point, but Brigades, they certainly are hitting their straps early in the final term.
As Chapman Valley bring the ball out of defence through Jaden Schofield, goes with a short pass and finds Kobe Simpson. So we've got a 4-point ball game now. In fact, it's more than that. 4-point, yes. Ball goes the way of the player there for Chapman Valley in Harrison Lane. In fact, it's Oakley Criddle. Oakley Criddle gets it up the ground, finds Mitch Thompson. Mitch Thompson still on half-back. So half-back has the ball and goes the way now of player there in Oakley Criddle again. Looking there for Lee Hutchins. Carries that player. Goes the way of Henry Perham. So Henry Perham kicks the ball back and gives it towards Mitch Thompson. So Mitch Thompson has the ball on centre wing on the Farrell balcony side of the ground. Kicks it forward. Finds a teammate, Jay Colgate. Been pretty quiet by his standards.
I was just thinking that, Glenn, when he came in to take that mark.
But you think Henry Perham's probably done a good job on it?
He has.
Ball comes forward, goes the way of Hayden Johnson.
This
who's
man,
marked.
one of the best, if not the best on the park today, Glenn.
Yep, a ripper. Hayden Johnson had a good season, plays on quickly, goes the way of Kane Simpson, who slaps the ball away. Kane probably could have marked that if he had known he had as much room as he did, but he cleverly slaps the ball towards the boundary line. Ball goes out of play on the grandstand side of Mazzucchelli Oval. Boundary umpire to put the ball back into play. Plenty of time to play in this contest, and Brigades are up in this last quarter. GT Russell, chartered accountant, goes the way of Perham. Perham kicks the ball forward, goes the way of Schofield. He slaps it forward, goes the way of Deschamps, goes back towards Mick Quick. Mick Quick kicks it towards Hassam Ahmed Watkins. And Hassam Ahmed Watkins has taken another mark. This time he's 48 metres out.
But he's directly in front.
So he's got 4. He looks like he'll get 5 the way he's going.
2-goal breeze at his back.
He's going well. And so are the Hawks. So the Hawks are up and about in this last quarter. So Hassan Ahmed Watkins.
Reminiscent of his debut game that we saw at GBSC Sports Park earlier this season.
He kicked a bag of goals early and hasn't really had a bag of goals since. But this is a very good haul from Hassan.
Ooh.
He lets sail for home, and this time looks very good.
He's not.
No, 1 point only. So on the Batavia Timber and Salvage scoreboard, the Brigades go to 8 goals, 7, 55. They lead Chapman Valley 7-7-49. So it is a 6-point ball game in favour of the visitors, the Hawks. Ball now with Oakley Criddle from that kick in. Oakley Criddle on half back. Kicks it up towards centre wing. Looking up here for the big ruckman. Bugiono goes the way of the player there in Jay Colgate. His ball's turned over as it goes the way of Ben Bockman and comes forward. Goes the way of Mitchell Thompson. Thompson gives it away to Ringo McKenna. McKenna kicks it forward. Looking up there for a Brigades player. Goes the way now of a big pack developing. Umpire giving it plenty of opportunity. Eventually the ball comes out. Tyron Papertalk was ready to go, but a very, very tough passage of play as time ticks by in this first term, and in this final term, I should say, and we've played 6 minutes in this last quarter with thanks to GT Russell Chartered Accountants.
Shadows steadily growing here in the final term as we get to the crescendo in this all-important game this afternoon. Bockman, he has been good. So too Ryder. Ryder moves in to knock it forward. Brigades getting the better of it. Tackle almost put onto Ringo McKenna, but the assailant was a little bit smaller. He couldn't pull him to ground. The ball goes away of Mick Quick. He's caught in possession. Free kick will go the way of this player, Jay O'Brien. Consistent is what you could say O'Brien is, as he sees the lead, and the lead is from Papertalk. Papertalk on his lonesome in front of Castleton, just in front of the dugout for his beloved Chapman Valley. Plays into the half-forward area. Up they go. No one can take the mark. In fact, the mark, a free kick has been paid, and it will go the way of Millett. Sam Millett, the junkyard dog. Can't be too many of them, but there's a couple in our competition, and he certainly answers that characteristic, or description, I should say. Oakley Criddle coming down the ground. In the second half, he's had a lot of possessions as Oakley Criddle for Chapman Valley. Nice kick into the full-forward area. But it is a 50-50 ball. A free kick has been paid. Go the way of Sorensen, who shoots on goal. And it was advantage paid to Sorensen And he almost snapped a goal from nothing there, Glenn, but only going through for the minor score.
As we go around the grounds, and the game's been called off at Greenough Oval. There's been a bad injury to one of the players in the third quarter, and the three-quarter time score is Rovers 10-9-69 to Mullawa 3-12-30, so the game has been abandoned.
Groundhog Day at Greenough Oval, because the last time Mullawa played Rovers there, also there was an injury in the game.
Was Chapman Valley.
Oh, Chapman Valley, I apologise. Was that Greenough Oval though?
It was.
That's why.
And the other score was a big win up at Northampton. It will be. Three-quarter time, it's Northampton 114, Towns 47. So Towns' hopes of making the finals are quickly evaporating as the ball goes up towards the forward line. Can Chapman Valley make something out of nothing up here? The ball's in the forward 50 as time ticks by in this term. And we see that there has been some 8 minutes played in this final term, with thanks to GT Russell Chartered Accountants. Picked up by Tyre and Paper Talk. Tyre and Paper Talk screws it around the corner, and Chapman Valley are back in front by a point on the Batavia Timber and Salvage scoreboard. It is Chapman Valley who are 8-8. They lead Brigades 8-7. So 56 plays 55 on the Batavia Timber and Salvage scoreboard.
Just when we thought momentum had swung in favour of the Hawks, Chapman Valley come back and snatch another goal to even things up. In fact, take the lead here at Nabor this afternoon. It's been a seesawing affair, this encounter. It was great to watch. Country footy at its best. Hope you're enjoying it on Radio Mama, the home of GNFL football. Also filming footy. Hello to John Douglas, if he's listening. Great supporter of regional football. Back in the middle now. Who will score next? Will the momentum stay with the Valley or go back to Brigades? Hayden Johnson puts it in the Hawks' nest on this occasion. Ball into the half-forward area. Up goes Boakman and a couple of players. And back the way it's Fenson. Fenson in turn to Millett. Millett a nice kick inside the corridor, but up go the big arms of Oakley Criddle. He's had a good game this afternoon, this youngster. Comes out now. Nimble, but gets the kick away. Coming down the line, it goes from Simpson to Simpson. He sells the dummy. It's Kane Simpson sending it further afield. Sorensen tries to take a one-handed mark. The ball spills free. The pack develops and there'll be another ball up. So it is indeed very close here this afternoon, right up to the final whistle.
Yeah, 1 point the margin. We're in the middle stages of this final term. Goes the way of Ringo McKenna. He feeds it out. Kane Simpson's the player. Under pressure. He gets pushed in the back. And the umpire has seen the free kick. It'll go the way of the young man.
The smallest man on the ground up against the biggest man on the ground, Glenn.
That's right. He plays on quickly. Kicks it up towards half forward. Brigades player is tackled. Flung to the ground. Didn't have prior opportunity. Umpire Forrester will come in and throw the ball up. Umpires this afternoon doing a wonderful job for the GNFL. Paul Luxton, Claire Knight and Darren Forrester as the ball goes up. Slapped forward by Johnson, slapped forward by Sorensen, goes the way of Dion Dan. He gets a handball out, ball slapped towards the boundary line, and the ball goes out of play. And there'll be a boundary throw in deep in the forward line for Chapman Valley, about 45 to 50 metres around from the right point post at the southern end of the ground. So, time ticking by. A low-scoring contest here at Mazzucchelli Oval today. In this last quarter, Chapman Valley have kicked 1-1, and the Brigades have kicked 1-2. Ball is in the centre of the ground. The two Brigades players feed the handball out. Jordan O'Brien goes the way of Deschamps, finds Ryder. Ryder kicks it up, nice looking kick up there for Hassam Ahmed Watkins. Kobe Simpson's there. He has the ball in front of him. Knocks it out, goes the way of a Chapman Valley player in Jaden Schofield. Goes the way of Mitch Thompson. Chapman Valley out of trouble briefly. Gets it out towards Jay O'Brien on half back. O'Brien plays on with a short pass. Finds Mitch Thompson on centre half back. He goes across to the boundary line on the outer side, looking there for Ringo McKenna. He has time to drop the ball and pick it up. Gets a kick forward, but the ball's cut off by Brigades. The Brigades player there in Jordan O'Brien gets a handball out, and Brigades get the kick forward through Harrison King. Goes up towards the half-forward line, looking up there for a teammate, but Brigades under pressure as Ringo McKenna gets the ball forward again. Gets it up the big fella goes. Ball spills out the back, goes the way of Dion Dan. Dion Dan clears it for the Hawks, goes out wide to the outer side, scoreboard side. Chapman Valley get an awkward bounce, whistle on play. A player was held while not in possession, and the free kick goes the way of Brigades' Lucas Ronan.
Ronan plays further afield. He finds that player in Seppala. Seppala in the half-forward pocket, sends it further afield, comes off hands and spills over the boundary not far from the Chapman Valley Tavern, or Nabwood Tavern, out here at Mazzucchelli Oval this afternoon. Big crowd in attendance. A big concert here tonight at the Tavern. All about to be thrown in now. Time ticking away. Slender lead held by the Valley. It's only been not much in it. It was 5 points at quarter time, even at half time, and 2 points in favour of Chapman Valley at three-quarter time. They hold sway at the moment as the ball goes back over the boundary. This quarter brought to you by GT Russell, Chartered Accountants. Hello to Grant and the team. Great supporters of local footy. So the ball about to be thrown in. Brigade snatch another one and make things interesting. And it comes now. Goes into a pack. Matt Watkins is nowhere to be seen. He is the goal sneak. Goal sneak and a half indeed. Ball coming back in from the umpire. Bachman tries to, I should say, send it forward, does the Brigades player. Goes away with Geordie O'Brien. He fires away and goals for the Hawks.
So they are back in front, Brigades. Jordan O'Brien gets a beauty. A very good goal indeed. That's his first of the afternoon on the Batavia Timber and Salvage scoreboard. Brigades go to 9 goals, 7, 61. They lead Chapman Valley 8 goals, 8, 56. So Jordan O'Brien gets a very important goal, a captain's goal, as we see the middle stages of this quarter. We've played about 14 minutes in the final term, and Brigades are a goal and a bit up, so doing very, very well here at Mazzucchelli Oval.
They certainly are, and Jordan O'Brien, he is the captain, the young captain of the Brigade side, roving off the pack there, Glenn. It was textbook stuff and finished off with a fine goal. Had to really boot it as well, but he knew where the goals were, and he put it straight through the middle. So Brigades back in front, making a game of it here this afternoon. Brigades, of course, finished as minor premiers last season, Glenn, but didn't get to play off in the grand final. They are still sporting from that result. As the ball goes forward now for Chapman Valley, going back the way of Egan. Egan sees a player on the lead and he takes the mark, and the player is Colgate. As Glenn said, pretty quiet this afternoon. Colgate's been held, but I think a
Brigades player went over the mark, Austin Breen.
Oh, geez.
So that's 3 of those they've given away today.
Jeez. Okay.
So it goes from an unkickable goal to a opportunity.
Yeah.
I mean, if he can't kick a goal from 30 metres out on a 45-degree angle, it makes it very hard.
We're talking about Colgate here. He's a pretty good goal sneak.
Yeah, so he's now only 25 metres out on a 45-degree angle. So Chapman Valley can take back the lead and lead by a point if he gets it. If he kicks a point, well, of course, there's still a Brigades contest, so still plenty of time to play. There is plenty of time in this contest as we see Jay Colgate lining up. He played Country Week footy for the GNFL in Division 2 this year, played a good carnival, as all the players did. There goes Colgate's kick, and Colgate gets his first goal of the afternoon, and Chapman Valley get their 9th goal of the afternoon on the Batavia Timber and Salvage scoreboard. Chapman Valley go to 9 goals, 8, which is 62. They lead Brigades 9-7, 61.
One of the best games of the season, Glenn, we're witnessing here this afternoon at Mazzucchelli Oval, and it is certainly in the shadows of the finals that aren't too far away.
And that's the thing, it is a finals type game, isn't it?
It is, and both teams are keen to move into top gear as they head to that part of the season. And Chapman Valley have led the way all season. Will finish as minor premiers, but they need some form going into the finals, and a win today will certainly put paid to that. So they have the lead once again as umpire Luxton comes in to throw the ball up. He's hesitating a little bit. Umpire Luxton throws the ball up. Players setting themselves. Won by Horseman on that occasion. Johnson's won most of them today. Working hard to get the ball out of the middle, and free kick will go the way of Chapman Valley. So in the middle of the ground, Chapman Valley have the ball as they send it further afield into the half-forward area. Up they go, and the mark is taken by Egan, I think it is, over the back.
Borgono,
I should say. Apologies. Borgono has taken the mark. The big ruckman coming into the lineup for Chapman Valley this season. So Borgono, Glenn said he is a good goal kicker. Put him off on his first attempt to see what he can do in the last term. He's kicking at the other end, and he'll kick from just inside 50 when he gets onto this. So Borgono.
Want to be a good kick, wouldn't it?
Yes. against the breeze slightly. The kick is going to drop short, or is it? Up they go. Players try and take a mark. Coming off the pack. Goes away of Jay O'Brien. He spins around. He's uncanny as O'Brien. On this occasion, unlucky. It is Lucas Ronan who tries to run away with the ball. Overruns it. Goes back the way now of Paper Talk. Paper Talk puts it onto his boot. Sends it inboard. There's Jay O'Brien again. Outside the forward 50 for Chapman Valley. Gives it to a teammate there. A teammate tries to knock it forward, comes off hands and spills over the boundary. So comedy of errors, but players feeling pretty tired in what has been a hotly contested affair here this afternoon.
Yeah, time ticking by. We've played about 17 minutes in this final term, with thanks to Grant Russell Accountants. Boundary umpire to put the ball back into play. Still anybody's contest. Goes the way of Lee Hutchins. Can he finish it off? Shoots on goal from 35 metres. He's offline, 1 point only. And on the Batavia Timber and Selby scoreboard, Chapman Valley go to 9 goals, 9-63. Brigades are 9-7-61. So we've got a 2-point ball game. And as you'd expect, 3/4 of the players, there's only 2 players left in the back 50, Hassan Ahmed Watkins and Kobe Simpson. Everyone else is forward of centre as Brigades come out of the back line through Ronan. Ronan kicks it forward. Mick Horseman's there, cleverly slaps it forward, finds a teammate there in Lee Hutchins, gives it away, Kane Simpson. Kane Simpson gets a kick forward, looking up there for Borgiano. Borgiano couldn't hold the ball. In goes Jesse Castleton. He screws the ball around, looking up there. Ewan Whiteley's there, so too is Jack Deschamps. Ball running free. In goes Ringo McKenna. Comes out. Goes the way of the Brigades player who gets tackled under pressure as Harrison King. Ball comes back towards Ryder. Ryder does well. Gets a kick away. Kicks it up towards centre wing. Looking up there for a teammate. And the ball runs free. Goes the way of Brigades Jordan O'Brien. He kicks it forward. Jaden Schofield's there. Deep in the pocket near the Valley Tavern. He puts it on his left boot and finds Mitchell Thompson. And Chapman Valley relieve the pressure ever so slightly in this last quarter as time runs on, and we've played 21 minutes in this final term with thanks to GT Russell Chartered Accountants. The ball is with Mick Horseman on centre wing, scoreboard side.
Mick Horseman plays into the half-forward area now. Nice mark is taken, a timely mark. Colgate starting to show he's here, but a free kick against Colgate. He must have pushed the player out. So free kick going the way of the defender. Breen sends it further afield and finds his player in Harrison King. Brigades need to start to speed things up, but they don't want to get too carried away as Harrison King sends it along the far side of the ground, but up goes the player now for Chapman Valley and takes a nice mark, and that player is Walker. Walker now sends it back to whence it came in front of the scoreboard. Up they go. Johnson's there. Coming off the pack, goes the way of that player. Roves his own ball. Gets away to Baum. To that player in Archie Baumgart. He sends it up. A beautiful ace-out kick is marked by O'Brien. O'Brien's a good goal sneak. He works inside the forward 50. He sends it toward the beat sticks, and O'Brien scores a remarkable goal for the Hawks.
And that may be the winner. A good goal there from Geordie O'Brien, and he's scored a very interesting point. It was a point. So it's still a point difference. Amazing. It looked like he was running into an open goal. And
the umpire waited a while.
Yes, he must have been waiting for the field umpire to tell him which side of the goal it went. And the score now is Brigades 9-8-62. Chapman Valley 9-9-63. Ball comes back into play. Can Chapman Valley clear it from the danger zone? Whistle on play. Players caught in possession, and the free kick goes the way of Caden Dan. In fact, it's young Jack Deschamps. Deschamps kicks it forward, pack into the air. There are a lot of players around the ball. Picked up by Hassan Ahmad Watkins. Goes the way of Ronan. Picked up now by Ringo McKenna. McKenna kicks it back towards the scoreboard, towards the grandstand. Looking there for Mick Horseman, but the ball goes out of bounds. And there can't be a lot of time to play on the Batavia Timber and Salvage scoreboard. And it is 22 minutes gone in this term. And Chapman Valley 9-9-63, Brigades 9-8-62. A very tight contest here at Mazzucchelli Oval. Ball comes the way of the Brigades player, spills out the back, goes the way of a Brigades player. Whistle on play, and a player was tripped. Goes the way of the player there in Oshie Borgard. Borgard plays on, kicks it forward, looking up the ground. In goes Jaden Schofield, puts a good tackle on the Brigades player, and the pressure is on. And the ball is in the forward 50 for Brigades.
It's a great finish, Glenn.
And a very, very tight finish. Still anybody's game. 63 plays 62 in favour of Chapman Valley. Up they go. Johnson gets a kick forward. Goes up towards. Picked up by Brigades player. Shoots on goal. And it's a draw.
It's a draw.
It's a draw here at Mazzucchelli Oval. And 63
I think that was a Ryder.
apiece.
Christopher Ryder, Glenn.
Yeah, so 63 points apiece. 9 goals, 9 apiece.
Might be just desserts what has been a great game here this afternoon,
As the
Glenn.
ball comes back into play. Whistle, a player was pushed out of it. That was Kane Simpson. So Kane Simpson will get the free kick. On half back.
Ball, time ticking away here in the final stages of this game, and Kane Simpson has the ball on the half-back flank. And from our broadcast position, up they go. Fisted away, going toward the boundary, brought over on this occasion by Chapman Valley. Ball about to be thrown in. It is even here. It is 63 points apiece. Time ticking away. Not much time on, you would think. Not that many goals scored, and it's a draw here. It is a revelation here at the Mazzucchelli Oval here this afternoon. And Brigades have drawn with ladder leaders Chapman Valley 63-63, and you're listening to Radio Mama, the home of GNFL football.
Today's Drayton O'Malley Motors Game Day is brought to you by our